with some piping around and those bright shiny gold pants. Jay Taylor tees it up on the 35-yard line. He'll be kicking off to Dennis Thomas and Antoine Lovelace. Kick travels from right to left, and we are underway at Mountaineer Field. Kick angling into the end zone, and it's going to stay right there. Dennis Thomas caught it, bounced off of his chest, and he stays right in the middle of the end zone. A great job by Jay Taylor for the touchback, and Rutgers will start off first down and 10 from its own 20-yard line. And Woody, I don't think we could have asked the weatherman to give us better weather than this.
Beautiful day. You picked it up with the folks. I'm not going to give a commercial here, but it's an outstanding afternoon.
Mike Jones, junior from Richmond, Virginia, on the season. Just 6 of 18 passing, 107 yards. He was 6 of 17 a week ago in the second half against the Virginia Tech Hokies. So it is first down and 10 for Rutgers. Offset formation, shaded right, and on play action. First down, Jones wants to throw, firing the ball deep. The pass is caught, and here we go. It's going to be a Rutgers touchdown. Walter King will go 80 yards down the far sideline for the score. One pass touchdown, Scarlet Knights, as Walter King hauled it in on the far sideline, beat the Mountaineer defensive back, and he'll go all the way for a touchdown. 16 seconds into the game, Rutgers takes a 6-0 lead. Wow.
Yeah, that was play action pass. They're throwing it to a split end into the boundary. The Mountaineers are rolled up to that side, so they expect help out of the free safety. And the free safety just wasn't able to get over far enough. A good throw by the quarterback, and then a good job by Rutgers.
Rick Sherrod, making his first collegiate start, was late getting over to support, and that allowed Walter King to go right up the sideline for the touchdown. Steve Barone now on for the extra point attempt. The holder is the quarterback, Mike Jones. The snap is back, the kick is on the way, and just like that, Rutgers takes a 7-0 lead. Wow. With a timeout down below, the score, Rutgers 7, West Virginia nothing. Bang, 14:44 to go, opening quarter, an 80-yard touchdown pass, enough to make Don Nealon sick on the sideline as Mike Jones connects with Walter King, and Rutgers takes a 7-0 lead.
Well, the speed is always different at game time, and I think when you put new people on the field on game day, you always have a possibility there.
Here's the kickoff from Steve Barone, fielded by Sean Terry from the 12. He breaks over to 30, the 35-40. He's over midfield to the 41, man to beat, and here he goes at the 30, up the sideline, 15, 10, 5, and finally pushed out of bounds on the far sideline. Sean Terry knocked down by Brendan Howe, and West Virginia immediately responds after Rutgers scores the game's first touchdown, with Sean Terry going 76 yards, knocked out of bounds at the 6-yard line of the Scarlet Knights. Wow, what a game we're in for, gang.
I could run out of sheets here on my stat sheet, I'll tell you that.
Rutgers tried a bunch kickoff. They had all of their players bunched up together. West Virginia put in a special wedge return for today's game, and man, did it work. Here we go now. West Virginia with an opportunity to get on the board and to tie this game up. Brad Lewis, first down and goal from the 6-yard line with an I formation. Osegueda goes in motion from left to right. Lewis takes the snap, handing off. Coburn looking for room. He's inside the 5. He's hit at the 4, and he's pushed back. Forward progress will give him a 2-yard gain for Avon Coburn. Second down and goal coming up for West Virginia. 7-0. Scarlet Knights lead, and we still haven't played a minute. Starting lineups, Green and Coburn in that backfield for West Virginia. Anthony Beck to tight end, Ivy, and Jerry Porter making his return to the receiver position. Up front, Matt Wilson, Dixon, Conte, Gilliam, and Tanner Russell. Second down now and goal from the 4-yard line. Lone setback is Avon Coburn, wing to the right. Here's the handoff to Avon, running to the right side. He's headed to the goal line. He's in for a touchdown. Running it to the right corner of the end zone. Avon Coburn, with 13:50 to go in this opening quarter, gets on the board, his 4th touchdown run of the season, and just like that, West Virginia is back in business. They put the wing over on the right side, Dwight, and they used that extra strength there as Coburn took it off the right and ran right into the pylon on the right corner.
Avon did a great job there showing the inside run and then bouncing it outside. It's important to get the linebackers to step up in to meet you on the inside run. He was able to get that commitment, and that allowed him to get around the corner.
Extra point from Jay Taylor off of his foot and through the uprights. It's a 7-7 game with 1:10 gone by. Our score, West Virginia 7 and Rutgers 7. Jay Taylor's kickoff is away. Again, sailing into the end zone. Dennis Thomas is back, caught it in the same exact spot that he did the first time, and he goes to a knee for a touchback. And once again, Rutgers will start off first down and 10 from its own 20-yard line. So what a beginning here at Mountaineer Field. An 80-yard touchdown pass from Rutgers to start the game. That was followed up by a 76-yard kickoff return by Sean Terry. And then West Virginia goes 6 yards in 2 plays as Avon Coburn scores the touchdown from 4 yards out. We are knotted up at 7 apiece. Thinking back, Dwight, to that touchdown run, Coburn really had an easy access to the corner of that end zone.
Well blocked. Of course, it helped over there. Got a good block out of back.
Here we go now. First down and 10 for the Scarlet Knights out of an I formation with twin receivers to the right, and they hand off to Jackie Crooks, and he's hit at the 20, and they'll give him a yard on that one as he goes off right side. Ryan Brady, the senior out of Huntington, New York, was there to make the stop on Jackie Crooks. Crooks is a senior from Union City, California. He's the team's leading rusher, averaging 4 yards per carry, has 328 yards on 77 carries coming into this afternoon's game. That'll make it second down and 9 with 13:15 on a turning first quarter clock. Ball spotted on the near side hash mark, wide side of the field, is out to the left. That's where Walter King lines up. Rutgers has its backs split and shaded to the left. Snap back to Mike Jones, handoff to Jackie Crooks, and he'll go nowhere on that play. Barrett Green, the Whittle linebacker out of West Palm Beach, Florida, shot the hole, and he picked up Jackie Crooks and knocked him back. That'll bring up third down and 9 for the Scarlet Knights.
A lot of blue shirts down there, Tony. It's exactly what you need. West Virginia needs that good pursuit out of their defense and not allowing Rutgers to get something established here. Third and long is what Coach Dunlap wanted. Here he's got it now.
Barrett Green, the Mountaineers' leading tackler, and West Virginia has brought in Richard Bryant at a cornerback spot. Scooter Davis is out on third down and 9. Twin receivers to each side. Here is Jones dropping back to throw. Has time, fires, pass is caught near the first down marker, and they're going to rule it incomplete. In and out of the hands of the tight end, L.J. Smith. On the coverage for West Virginia was number 9, Lewis Daniels. There's one of the new faces that they brought in during the interim of the Navy game, and Lou Daniel was there to help break up that pass. Rutgers will be forced into punting. Rutgers has got an awfully big punter. I mean big. 6'6" Charlie Titus stands back at his 7-yard line. Snap is clean, gets the punt away. It is a beauty, a sailing kick. Antonio Brown going to field from the 20-yard line, starts upfield over the 25, cuts back at the 30, over the hole he comes, at the 40, it's a foot race, one man to beat, it's the kicker. Here is Brown over the 30, no one's going to touch him, 20, 15, 10, 5, end zone, touchdown! Antonio Brown from 80 yards away, he took it to the house, and West Virginia takes the lead with 12:02 to go in this opening quarter. Antonio Brown started from the 20-yard line. He took off to his right, he took off to his left, he ran every which way, and the last man downfield was the punter, Charlie Titus, and he was no match for Antonio Brown, who takes it for the score.
Actually, he did a good job holding up the coverage that time, Tony. They were really tough, having a hard time getting down under that punt.
Jay Taylor is on for the extra point attempt. The snap is clean, the kick is on the way, the kick is good. We've had ourselves 21 points scored here, and we still have not officially played 3 minutes. The score, West Virginia 14, Rutgers 7.
21 points on the scoreboard. West Virginia shows 6 yards of offense. They haven't thrown a pass yet. An 80-yard pass was the game's first score for Rutgers. They've rushed twice for 1 yard. 14-7 the score. We're not quite 3 minutes into this ball game. I think it's going to slow down a little bit, Ben.
Somebody was talking about big plays, Woody. I think we're getting a few here.
Yeah. Antonio Brown, things really opened up, and I think the key, he was patient.
Well, he did a good job. Actually, I think the return did a good job, put pressure on the punter, and then they were able to hold the coverage from getting down, gave him lots of room. Also, the punter out-kicked him a little bit.
Here's Jay Taylor's kickoff, fielded by Dennis Thomas at the goal line. He'll bring it up to the 14, and then he'll be smushed there. Nice tackle by Boo Sensabaugh, so the Scarlet Knights will have their poorest starting position, and there is a penalty flag thrown just behind the point of the tackle at the 10-yard line. Our first flag will be a personal foul against Rutgers, so they'll go half the distance. Getting back to the Antonio Brown punt return that goes for 80 yards. In this 20th anniversary season at Mountaineer Field, that is the longest punt return in new Mountaineer Field
Personal
history.
foul on the receiving team, half the distance to the goal, first down.
Woody, back in 1980, the opening season here against the Spiders of Richmond, Fulton Walker took a punt back 77 yards for a touchdown. Antonio Brown just put his name into that record book.
That young Martinsburg Bulldog had himself a pretty good return in a later Super Bowl game too, Tony.
Yeah, that's right. Dolphins and the Redskins. He brought one back. Here we go now. Rutgers down 14-7, first down and 10. Now from its own 7-yard line, out of an I formation, Mike Jones handing off Jackie Crooks, hitting the backfield, and he's down. That was Greg Robinette with a spectacular play, the senior out of Hampton, West Virginia, who really was banged up and unable to play 2 weeks ago against Navy. And that really hurt West Virginia against the midshipmen. But that hamstring, which slowed him, is now healthy, and he made the tackle back at the 6-yard line.
Rutgers showing some formation into boundary here. They may be trying to lock the Mountaineers into coverage. We'll just kind of keep an eye on that.
Scarlet Knights will put 3 receivers in the formation. Twins out to the left, single receiver to the right. And the lone setback is Jackie Crooks. On 2nd and 11, motion man comes from left to right. And here's Mike Jones. Quick drop pass is caught at the 12-yard line. Immediately, 3 Mountaineers are there, ready to throw down Sean Cardy, the flanker out of Somerville, New Jersey. Chris Edmonds with the first hit. And that will bring up 3rd down and about 5 yards for the Scarlet.
3 wideouts that time. Always want to keep an eye on the mismatch with the tight end. He stays tight, but he's actually an undersized, very speedy receiver. So they're trying to get a mismatch on a linebacker with the tight end when they're in that set.
3rd down and 5. Rutgers comes this time with 2 tight ends. Receivers out to each side, and the lone setback is Jackie Crooks. Jones, quick step, drop, pass, broken up, incomplete. Nice job at the 20-yard line by Perlo Bastine, intended there for Walter King. King victimized West Virginia on the opening play of the game, going 80 yards for the score, but that time the Mountaineer defense was waiting on King, and they popped him as soon as the ball came in.
Aggressively played. Really a good job there by Perlo, coming in, making an aggressive play on that. Well done.
This time, Charlie Titus will punt out of his own end zone, and Antonio Brown, who took it back for 80 yards his last try, is back at the 32-yard line. Sean O'Hara is the snapper. The snap is a bit low. Titus gets it, boots the ball away. Another beautiful, long, spiraling kick. Here comes Antonio from the 35, running to the left side. He's over the 40, looking for room at the 45. Now heading toward the sideline at midfield, up the 45-yard line of Rutgers, and he's pushed out of bounds in front of the West Virginia bench. 20 yards on the return for Antonio Brown.
I think, Tony, one of the things, they're so concerned about West Virginia blocking the punt. They're staying in longer to protect, and they're just not getting coverage down there. And I'll tell you, with Antonio, you want to make sure you get somebody in coverage.
Tell you one thing, Charlie Titus, who's 2nd in the Big East Conference in punting, has showed us a big leg. His first 2 kicks, he kicked the first one 59 and that one 52.
He may be out kicking coverage a little bit, Tony.
Here's West Virginia, 1st and 10. They're going to run a draw play, and here is Avon Coburn, hit and breaks through a couple of tackles, and he'll pick up a tough 2 yards. Jabari Moore in on that tackle for the Scarlet Knights. West Virginia looking at 2nd down and 8 with still 10 minutes to go in this opening quarter. It's 14-7 Mountaineers. Avon Coburn averaging nearly 5 yards per carry on the season. Scored West Virginia's opening touchdown today. The Mountaineers now with twin receivers wide out to the right out of an I formation, and now they break from that, and Antonio Brown makes a quick pass reception on a swing screen, and he gets the ball over the 40, and he's tackled at the 37-yard line of the Scarlet Knights. They'll pick up 5 yards on the play. That time West Virginia showed an I formation, but rather than the fullback at the top, it was Antonio Brown. He broke from the formation just prior to the snap, went out to the right side, and put himself in a position there for the reception.
Yeah, that's been a good play. I think the Mountaineers have completed like 11 out of 13 of those plays, and so they're going to be with that for a while.
3rd down and 3. Asageda comes in motion from left to right. Mountaineers operating out of an I. Brad Lewis barks out the signals, fakes the handoff, looks to throw, fires over the middle, pass caught back. 1st down, West Virginia, and he's inside the Rutgers 20 down to the 19-yard line. An 18-yard reception for the big tight end, Anthony Becht. And West Virginia with a fresh set of downs with 8:57 to go here in the opening quarter. Nice pass by Lewis. Becht was wide open.
Yeah, really a throwback, Tony. Show play action one way and then throw back. Might be something to try to take advantage of those new safeties in there.
And two new receivers in there for West Virginia right now. Jerry Porter and A.J. Nastasi have come into the lineup. West Virginia with twins, should say single receiver to each side, and the wingman to the left. Lone setback is Avon Coburn on first down and 10. Here's Lewis handing off. Great play in the backfield by the Scarlet Knights, and waiting was Shaheed White, the strong safety. They sniffed that play out, and Coburn was hit in the backfield and dropped for a 5-yard loss.
Got to be alert for blitz down here. Now, anytime you're inside the opponent's 50, and particularly when you get in the red zone, have to expect pressure out of the defense, and that was a free safety making a hit behind the line of scrimmage.
Officially, they'll make that a 4-yard loss. Second down and 13 from the 23 of Rutgers. West Virginia wing right. Receivers to each side. Lone setback is Coburn. Lewis under center. John Conte takes the snap. Won the ball inside. Here is Coburn inside the 20, pushing the pile ahead to the 19. He'll gain the 4 yards back, lost on the previous play, and that'll bring up third down.
Another blitz, Tony, so they're trying to heat it up.
Nate Colon and Jack Bloom in on that tackle for Rutgers. Mountaineers lead this game by a touchdown, 14-7, with 7:40 and counting in this opening quarter of play. Jerry Porter will line up wide out to the right. Corey Ivy is the slot man to the right. Antonio Brown single receiver to the near side. Lone setback is Coburn on third down, and call it 10. Here's Lewis, quick drop back, firing a slant pattern, incomplete. The ball thrown a little bit too low to Corey Ivy at the 11-yard line. Had he caught it, he still would not have had the first down yardage. He would have been about 1.5 yards short. Free safety Nate Colon came up defensively, and that will bring Jay Taylor on for a field goal try.
That's the pass that you want to get to the receiver where he can still run with it. Because on that, if he can run, he might break and get someplace. But in that case, it was too low, and even a good catch wouldn't have been enough.
36-yard field goal attempt for Jay Taylor. The snap is down. The kick is on the way. Plenty of legs. The kick is good. A 36-yard field goal for the West Virginia Mountaineers. The Mountaineer offense so far today is 2 of 2 when it comes to points. Our score, West Virginia 17, Rutgers 7.
Virginia women's volleyball team enters this weekend of play with a 9-12 record. They've received consistent play from captains Brooke Hudson and Megan Porter. These two seniors are at the top of nearly every major statistical category for the Mountaineers. Currently, Mountaineer volleyball team stands 1-3 in Big East Conference play. Well, they were prominently displayed last night in a couple of pickup trucks in the homecoming parade. My truck was bigger than their truck, I think.
Jay Taylor ready to kick the ball off for the Mountaineers, and he gets a nice boot inside the goal line, and Dennis Thomas, for the third time this afternoon, is going to have to take a knee. Boy, people underestimate how important that is when you've got a kicker that can boot that ball in there and force the other team to drive 80 yards rather than starting off from a 35 or a 40-yard line is key, but you don't talk about it much.
None of the defensive coordinators underrated, I can tell you that much. They love it when you kick that ball out of the end zone, get no return, and also the special teams guys.
Corey McIntyre has come into the game for West Virginia in place of Kyle Caden at the Mike linebacker, and James Davis has come in for West Virginia at the strong safety. The Mountaineers trying to get more physical out of those two safety spots. First down and 10 for the Scarlet. Twin receivers out to left. Jones, three-step drop, fires to the far side. Pass caught, and immediately Perlo Bastine hammers Earl Johnson. Boy, I'll tell you what, Perlo was waiting on him, and he just met Johnson chest to chest. As soon as he took the ball in, they'll give him 4 yards on that play, but I'll tell you what, he earned those 4 yards because he paid for it. Really
a good reaction by Perlo, because he initially had to take a look at the hook route that was coming inside. He gave it up and went to the flat. Good reaction on his part, and really brought the hammer with him that time too.
Second down and 6 for the Scarlet Knights with 6:38 to go in the opening quarter. Rutgers with twin receivers right, a double tight end formation, and a lone setback, and they hand off to Jackie Crooks, but flags fly prior to the play's completion. And they'll whistle this one dead at 6:32 to go here in the opening quarter, with the Mountaineers leading by 10 points.
Dead ball. Offside. On the defense. 5 yards. Repeat the down.
Right now, let's pause 15 seconds for station identification. This is MSN, the Mountaineers Sports Network. So 5 yards on the penalty against West Virginia makes it a comfortable 2nd and 1 for Rutgers from its 29-yard line. They hand off to the fullback, and West Virginia appears to have stopped him short. That was Dennis Thomas, his first carry of the afternoon. Corey McIntyre shot in there from his middle linebacker spot. It looks as though they're going to come up short of the first down marker.
Tony, going back a play, lots of folks would think with all the mistakes West Virginia's making, they'd be highly penalized, but they're the least penalized team in the Big East. They're just making mental mistakes. That last one was just one of them, offsides on a 3rd down play.
Actually, that was second down. Now it's 3rd down, and it's going to be 3rd down and about 3/4 of a yard for Rutgers. They come with a power I formation shaded to the left. Mike Jones under his center. Jones barks out the signals, hands off, and have got the first down. That Seth Stanton, the sophomore out of Walton, New York, picks up a couple of yards and advances the ball out to the 32-yard line. Corey McIntyre again defensively there for West Virginia, so Rutgers picks up a first down on the play. Scarlet Knights working from our left to right here in this opening quarter of action. 5:20 and counting. This time Rutgers on first down has twin receivers wide out to the right. And Mike Jones handing off. Jackie Crooks has a hole, but Crooks immediately is pounced upon as soon as he gets into that defensive backfield. They stop him at the 38.5-yard line. Rick Sherrod coming up from his free safety spot, but not before Crooks gains 7 yards on that play. So number 7 goes for 7 yards. That'll make it 2nd down and 3.
They're a big lead draw team generally, Tony, but that hit a little quicker. That wasn't really what you'd call a lead draw.
Seth Stanton stays in at fullback. Rutgers operating out of an I formation with a flanker right and a split end to the left. Jones taking the snap. Again on the ground they go. Jackie Crooks trips over the 40-yard line, and he'll be very close to the first down marker for Rutgers. Barrett Green along with Greg Robinette in to make that stop for West Virginia, and he does have enough for the first down as Rutgers moves toward the midfield stripe.
And that was the lead draw that time, so they came back with it. They like that play a lot. It's just a slight hesitation. It gives the tailback an opportunity to see all the blocking take shape. The fullback then does lead up on one of the linebackers.
Scarlet Knights on first down and 10 from their own 43-yard line. Double tight end formation with a lone setback, and a motion man. Crooks goes from left to right. Here's Jones dropping back to throw. They set up a middle screen. The pass is caught by Dennis Thomas, and Thomas is hit. Great tackle at the 45-yard line. Rick Sherrod was there. They run the middle screen, and Sherrod got through a blocker and was able to make the tackle as they pick up 4 yards on the play. 2nd down and 6.
Very good play that time. The design was excellent on Rutgers' part. It took the shape of a pretty tough-to-cover pass route as it was, so good reaction now to the West Virginia secondary, and linebackers also reacting to that screen.
2nd down and 6 for the Scarlet Knights from their own 47-yard line with twin receivers wide out to the left and a lone setback. That's Jackie Crooks. Jones takes the snap, hands off to Crooks, running off the left side, scoots free, and he has himself a first down as he brings it down to the 45-yard line of West Virginia. An 8-yard gain on the play, so the Scarlet Knights now going on the ground successfully, and they pick up some first downs. They're inside West Virginia territory with 3:25 to go here in the opening quarter. The Mountaineers lead this football game 17-7. Ball spotted on the far side hash mark. Wide side of the field is to the right. Rutgers sends a single receiver there. Offset formation. Jones play actions. He wants to throw deep, firing the ball deep downfield. The pass is incomplete. Down at the 5-yard line. Tried to stick the ball in there to Walter King on the coverage. Scooter Davis of West Virginia. And Scooter pretty much was step for step. The ball was thrown a little bit wide and landed out of bounds over on the far side of the field.
Yeah, that time Scooter had the deep coverage because we were in 3 deep that time, and ran very well with that. It was actually the same pass they hit, the Rutgers hit on the very first play of the game.
So it's 2nd down and 10 for Rutgers from the Mountaineer 45-yard line. Rutgers shows an I formation. Receiver out to each side. Right end to the left. Here's Jones handing off to Crooks. He's got a hole. He's over the 40-yard line. It's a foot race, and he is hit and knocked out of bounds by James Davis at the 30-yard line. A gain of 15 yards on the play as Jackie Crooks gives West Virginia some problems here in this opening quarter of action. He'll pick up another Scarlet Knight first down.
That time they put formation into boundary, so tight end flanker were both into boundary, ran the bounce play. It looks like an isolation up inside, but then bounces it out. Same one that West Virginia scored on down there from the 3-yard line.
So the Mountaineer defense needs to toughen here as Rutgers has advanced the ball to the West Virginia 30-yard line. 1st down and 10. Twin receivers wide out to the right. Double tight end formation, handoff. Crooks tries it up the middle. He is hit, breaks from the tackle at the 25. And now he spins by a man and is finally brought down inside the 20, down to the 16-yard line. A 14-yard pickup for Jackie Crooks. Rick Sherrod makes the tackle for the Mountaineers.
That was an unbalanced formation to field that time, Tony. And the tailback was able to cut back to the weak side and then broke 2 tackles back there to make the yardage. 47
yards on 8 carries for Jackie Crooks, and Rutgers has a 1st down and 10 from the 15-yard line of West Virginia. Mountaineers lead this game by 10 points, 17-7, but Rutgers is threatening, sending Twins out to the right. Tight end strong to the right. Lone setback is Crooks. He gets the handoff. Crooks looking for room, is hit at the 12-yard line and stopped there. Rick Sherrod again defensively for West Virginia after a 4-yard pickup for Jackie Crooks. Osinosa comes running onto the field along with David Carter as Chris Edmonds checks out. Brian Brady also coming out of the game for the Mountaineers. 2nd down and 6 for Rutgers from the Mountaineer 12-yard line. Tight end, double in the formation out of an I set. Handoff again to Crooks running left side. Crooks is hit just inside the 10. He's to the 9-yard line. He gains 3 on the play. Greg Robinette there for West Virginia making the stop.
2 tight ends and just a single wideout that time, Tony. Going to try to pound it up inside, trying to balance the defense, make West Virginia line up one-on-one so they can try to get a number advantage offensively. But well played by West Virginia that time.
14th play of the drive is coming up. Rutgers has the ball down to the Mountaineer 9-yard line. It is 3rd down and 3. Twin receivers wide to the right. Again, a double tight end formation. Lone setback is Crooks. Snap, handoff to Crooks. He's hit, and Crooks keeps his feet, but now he'll be swarmed down. They'll lose yardage on the play to the 11-yard line. Osinosa comes out of the pile there, shaking his head, saying no. And Rutgers on 4th down will be forced to try a field goal attempt.
Pursuit helped there. I'll tell you one thing, that Crooks is a pretty good back. He broke another tackle, but West Virginia's pursuit was right there to pick up the slack.
Osinosa makes that stop for West Virginia. That is Osa's very first tackle of the entire season. Steve Barone on, trying a field goal attempt for the Scarlet Knights. This will be a 28-yard attempt. The holder is Mike Jones. Snap is down, it's clean. The kick from Barone is into the air, and it is good. So Rutgers closes its deficit down to 7 points. 45 seconds to go here in the opening quarter of action. The score, West Virginia 17 and Rutgers 10.
Well, tickets remain for West Virginia's next home game against Temple on Saturday next, October 23rd. Those tickets are on sale now at the Mountaineer ticket office and can be purchased by calling 1-800-WVU-GAME toll-free or by visiting any United National Bank location throughout the state.
So the Mountaineers have a 7-point lead. 17-10 is the score over the Scarlet Knights. 45 seconds to play here in the opening quarter. If you're joining us in midstream here, we had quite a start. Rutgers scored on its very first play of the afternoon, an 80-yard touchdown pass. West Virginia then on the ensuing kickoff, Sean Terry returned it 76 yards, and 2 plays later Avon Coburn was into the end zone, making it 7-7. Then Antonio Brown, after West Virginia's defense held, took a Rutgers punt and returned it all the way 80 yards, a Mountaineer field record for the touchdown, to make it 14-7. Mountaineers on their next possession after holding the Scarlet Knights settled for a field goal, took a 17-7 lead, and now Rutgers has hit on a field goal of its own, makes it 17-10 with 45 ticks on the clock.
The deep receiver, number 9, Lewis Daniels, number 88, Sean Terry.
Steve Barone ready to kick the ball off for the Scarlet Knights. Kick will travel from our left to right. It's going to be a low kick. Going to be fielded by one of the up men. Corey McIntyre is going to take it. Here's Corey over the 20, 25, puts his head down, and he reaches the 27-yard line. Corey, who knows a few things about handling that football, former fullback for this Mountaineer team, gets 9 yards on the return, and West Virginia will prepare to start its third possession of the afternoon with 37 seconds to go in the opening quarter.
First and 10, the ball is 28.
Don Nealon has had some significant success against the Rutgers Knights since taking this job. 16-3 all-time, 9-0 here in Morgantown. The Mountaineers have never lost to Rutgers in Morgantown. Out of an I formation, Jerry Porter goes in motion from left to right. Brad Lewis takes the snap, handing off to Avon Coburn, looking for run room, cuts to the middle of the field. He spins over the 30, and he's ahead to the 33-yard line.
Tighter formation that time, lined up in a wing, and similar to the play that West Virginia used to score the touchdown on. Good cut by Avon on that one to get back inside. 2 tacklers outside that were ready for it.
Yeah, you're exactly right. He did make a nice change in midstream. 5 yards on the play, makes it 2nd down and 5. Clock is winding down, and West Virginia will not run another play here. First quarter is into the book at Mountaineer Field with the score: West Virginia 17 and Rutgers 10. Second quarter ready to begin here at Mountaineer Field with the Mountaineers leading 17-10 over the Scarlet Knights. West Virginia ready to go to work, looking at 2nd down and 5 from its own 33-yard line. Statistically, in the opening quarter, Rutgers 150 yards of offense, 80 of those coming on the very first play of the game. Out of an I formation, twin receivers wide to the right. Here's Brad Lewis. Delay handoff, goes to Avon Coburn. He's got a hole. Coburn over the 35, 41 man to beat. He's up the sideline of the 45, inside Rutgers territory, knocked out of bounds at the 49. 18 yards on the carry for the little guy, Avon Coburn. He stands 5 feet 8 inches tall, weighs 190 pounds, out of Cherry Hill, New Jersey, in West Virginia, inside Rutgers territory.
Start thinking heat now. The one thing Rutgers did to stop West Virginia's last drive was they were using run blitzes on early down. So that last time was a little deeper in territory, but we could expect it here.
Porter and Ivy, the receivers, to the near side. Out of an I formation set, Porter goes in motion from right to left. Lewis under his center. Lewis takes the snap. Inside handoff. Coburn has a hole. Here comes Avon over the 45 to the 40, and he's down to the 36-yard line. Nice run up the middle by Avon Coburn. A 13-yard carry and a West Virginia first down.
I think they were expecting heat that time, Tony, because they picked it all up, found a crack in there, and didn't take Avon long to hit that crack.
So West Virginia held to 13 rushing yards in the opening quarter, starts to pick it up on the ground. First down and 10 from the Scarlet Knight 36. Mountaineers lead this game by 7 points. Out of an I formation set, Acegueda in motion. The snap, Lewis handing off, and again Coburn running to the right side, trying to turn the corner. He stiff arms a would-be tackler and is run out of bounds at the 31-yard line. He'll gain 5 on the play.
Good block by Acegueda there, got in the corner.
Robert Crenshaw, the cornerback for the Scarlet Knights, was there. Took a pop in the face from Coburn, who stiff-armed him, but was still able to maintain his balance and push him out of bounds. Last 3 carries for Avon Coburn. He's gained 36 yards. Wide side of the field out to the left. Carlos Acegueda lines up out there. Out of an I formation set, they hand off the fullback. Here comes Anthony Green. Puts the shoulder down inside the 25, and he's down to the 23-yard line. That's a first down for West Virginia. 8 yards on the pickup for the senior from Jersey City, New Jersey, Anthony Green.
Anthony went up through there pretty clean, Tony. Might want to think about giving him the ball a few times. They're kind of keying on the tailback here, and we might be able to slip a fullback in there a time or two.
Green likes to play against his home state university. He has scored a touchdown against Rutgers in each of the last 2 seasons. First and 10 for the Mountaineers from the Rutgers 23. Green lines up as a wing to the right this time. Lone setback is Coburn. 2 receivers wide left. Here's Lewis handing the ball off to Avon. He's got a hole right at the middle. He's hit at the 16, spins away, and forward progress will give him the 16-yard line. Took a pop there as he was spun down by Dax Strohmeyer, the strong side linebacker. Kept his footing for just a moment, then a couple of other Scarlet Knights came and finished him off, but he does advance the ball 6 more yards down to the Rutgers 17.
Starting to establish a run here, Tony. We had talked about that earlier. These running backs are all from the area. they'd like to do well, and this offensive line is coming of age, so we're starting to take charge here a little bit, I think.
Dak Strohmeyer missed the last 2 games because of a leg injury, and he was limping after coming off of that tackle. Here's West Virginia, 2nd and 4 out of an I formation set. Again, they hand off to the fullback, Anthony Green. He churns inside the 15-yard line, and the whistles blow. The ball may have popped out of there, but they blow it dead on the field, and Anthony Green is very close to a Mountaineer first down. Jabari Moore and Mike Pridgeon on the tackle for the Scarlet Knights, and the officials are going to take time to bring the chain gang over from the far side. With 13 minutes and 9 seconds to play here in the opening half, the Mountaineers lead this game 17-10. West Virginia 2 of 2 in scoring on its opening 2 possessions. This is its 3rd possession of the afternoon. They've got themselves another first down.
Need to think blitz here, Tony. It's real important. Want to alert everybody in the huddle right now, blitz, because you just have to feel they're going to do something to disrupt this drive. Things are going too well for West Virginia right now.
All right, Coach, with that said, what's your play call?
Well, good thought, Tony. I like perimeter run, or I like the pass, something controlled, something short.
Little bootleg, we haven't seen that yet.
Bootleg would be dynamite.
All right, let's see what we can get you here. First down and 10 for the Mountaineers from the Rutgers 13-yard line. Offset formation, shaded to the left. Receivers out to each side. Lewis is under center. Lewis takes the snap, hands off to Coburn, running off the left side, trying to turn the quarter, tucks inside the 10, and he scoots himself down inside the 10 to the 6-yard line.
Good perimeter run. They did not bring pressure that time, but it was well blocked up front, and Avon does a nice job setting the linebackers up inside and then bouncing to the outside on that.
Coburn running very hard here in this second quarter of play. Avon says, I need to play better. He's got 2 brothers, one 15 and one 11 years old, and he said they told him this week, man, you're playing bad. And he says, they're my best friends. I've got to play better. And he's doing it here in the second quarter. Here we go. 2nd down and 3 from the 6 out of an I formation. Lewis takes the snap, handing off to Coburn, looking for room. He's inside the 5, gets stood up at the 3, and pushed back. Close to a first down for Avon Coburn. That'll bring up 3rd down and very short yardage. West Virginia could get itself a first down inside the 2. Crowd quiet here at Mountaineer Field. West Virginia on top, 17-10, looking for something to cheer about.
3rd down, less than 1.
Yep, 3rd down and less than a yard. Mountaineers break from the huddle. Asagata wide out to the right. Estasi slot right. Out of an I formation set, handoff to Anthony Green. He pushes the pile ahead, and it looks as though he's got himself a first down. Inside the 2-yard line. Officials signal for the time. They may have to stretch the chains out, but I think on the push of Anthony Green that West Virginia got itself a first down, and there's the signal. First down for West Virginia with 11:40 to go here in the second quarter.
I have to give Anthony a real pat on the back on that, because he did most of that by himself. Not a lot of movement up front. Rutgers did a good job stepping up and winning the line of scrimmage that time, but Anthony did a good job finding the down marker.
Here we go now. First down and goal for West Virginia. Wing left, comes in motion from left to right. Out of an I set, handoff. Coburn up the middle. He's in. Touchdown, West Virginia. A 2-yard touchdown jump for Avon Coburn, his 2nd of the afternoon, and West Virginia takes its lead out to 13 points, 23-10, with the 11:25 to go here in the second quarter. West Virginia's offense 3 of 3 on its offensive possessions.
Very impressive drive that time, Tony. They tried to throw some stuff at West Virginia and on the run blitz. Stayed very conservative, just took it and shoved it right down their throats, ran a little bit on the perimeter, and West Virginia starting to try to take charge of this thing.
Extra point is good for Jay Taylor. West Virginia takes a 14-point lead. The score, West Virginia 24 and Rutgers 10.
On the last dive, they brought everything.
Advantage, 24-10, Mountaineers with 11:25 to go. Avon Coburn has got the hot feet right now. He has scored 2 touchdowns here in this opening half of play. Jay Taylor's kickoff traveling from left to right. Dennis Thomas is going to get a return here, fielding it from the 6. He muffs the ball. It bounces in the air. It's a loose football, and West Virginia pounds on top of it. It looks as though West Virginia has it. They do! The Mountaineers recover the muff kickoff inside the 20-yard line. The ball off of the fingertips of Dennis Thomas took a big hop off to the middle of the field, and the Mountaineers were there, and coming from the pile with the football for West Virginia, little Quincy Wilson. And Casey Schiller were down there, but Quincy comes up with the loose ball, apparently. He jumped on top of it. Woo! West Virginia will take it.
Kicking game really came to play, Tony. Started adding up the kickoff returns, punt returns, and it's been impressive.
So West Virginia will try to take advantage now. First down and 10 from its 19-yard line. Lone setback and a wing to the left. Here's the snap. And Brad Lewis running off to the left side, looking downfield. Receivers covered. Throwback play to the tight end. Bechte makes it to the 5. He breaks the tackle, puts his head down. They'll stop him inside the 1-yard line. A beautiful play by West Virginia. They put a wing off to the left side. Brad Lewis rolled out to his left, looked towards the left side of the field. The receiver was covered. Instead, he came all the way back on the play. It was a throwback pass. Wide open was Anthony Beck. He turned it upfield, and he brings it all the way down inside the 1-yard line.
Full sprint that time, Tony. So many times that pull-up, they'll go to the tackle, pull up, and throw back. He was clear outside on the perimeter and then threw back to a delay from Tony.
18 yards on the catch. Here's West Virginia. Out of an I formation set, whistles blow, flags fly. We've got motion down below. This could bring West Virginia back out to the 6.
Dead ball.
Yep, illegal procedure against the Mountaineers, so they'll be
5-yard
looking at
penalty.
first down and goal
We
from
played it.
the 6-yard line. That stops the clock with 10:52 to show here in the second quarter. Second penalty against the Mountaineers this afternoon for a total of 10 yards. West Virginia leading 24-10, and they've got an opportunity to build that lead to 21 points here if they can punch it in. Anthony Green's the fullback. Cooper Rigo is the tailback, dotting the I. Here's the snap, handoff. Rigo, first carry of the game. He's inside the 5. He's inside the end zone. Touchdown from Cooper Rigo. He made it look simple. The sophomore from Montvale, New Jersey, was hit about 2 yards away from the goal line by the cornerback Tony Berry, but Cooper muscled his way in, and West Virginia takes a 20-point lead on the touchdown run from Cooper Rigo. Extra point for Jay Taylor. Zach Anglin, the holder. Snap is down, the kick is into the air, and the kick is good. West Virginia takes advantage of a muffed kickoff from Rutgers. The Mountaineers 31, Rutgers 10, 10:36 to go here in the second quarter.
Next week on MSN Radio.
Little tougher next week. West Virginia returns to action here at home against the Temple Owls in a Big East Conference game right here at Mountaineer Field. Be sure to get your tickets in advance.
Jay Taylor kicking the ball off for West Virginia. Line drive kick. Antoine Lovelace from 2 yards in, going to take it out. He's over the 5, now to the 10, 15-yard line, running toward the near side. Is hit just over the 20-yard line and stopped at the 22. Tackle made by West Virginia's K.C. Schiller. The Mountaineers scoring drive, just 2 plays, 19 yards, 49 seconds as Cooper Rigo scores on a 6-yard touchdown run for Rigo, his second touchdown as a Mountaineer.
And that's one for New Jersey, isn't it?
Yep, that's 3 touchdowns now for New Jersey.
Yeah, all 3.
Coburn with 2.
That's another kickoff into the end zone, too. Jay
right.
Taylor's hitting them well today.
The air is good, Dwight. First down and 10 for the Scarlet Knights. Offset formation, shaded right with receivers out to each side. And here's Mike Jones, the quarterback. Play actions, looks to throw, set up a screen over the middle. The pass is caught by Crooks, and immediately he is pushed to the ground by David Carter. They'll lose a yard on that play. David Carter along with Greg Robinette coming over to sniff that one out as they tried to set up a little bit of a screen over the middle.
But to show you how they're flying after this football, this is the second completion for Rutgers today that's ended up in minus yardage.
Officially, they'll spot him with no gain, so call it second down and 10. 9:50 and counting, opening half. Out of an I formation, quick snap. Here's Jackie Crooks. He is hit off the left side. Booth Sensabaugh in there along with Antoine Lake to bring down Jackie Crooks. He'll gain about 2.5 yards on the carry.
Did you see Booth's support on that one?
Yes, I
He
did.
came out of nowhere. He had to be keying the tailback on that because the second the tailback got the ball, all you saw was a dart. He was up in there and made a hit for two yards.
Third down and 8. Don Nealon's got his cap off, looking back over on the spectator side of the field, saying, hey, gang, get up. get up. Let's stop these guys and get the ball back and just run them right out of here. Instead, Rutgers is going to call a timeout first. 9:22 to go here in the opening half. The score, West Virginia 31 and Rutgers 10.
Still running, the clock's still running.
After the game, all the time. Get the facts online. MSNSportsNet.com.
West Virginia with a 31-10 lead here. We're in the second quarter, and the Mountaineers are moving quickly to take over the stat charts.
On 3rd down and 8, Rutgers goes into split backs. Receivers to each side. Mike Jones is under center. Jones dropping a throw. He fires the pass. Deflected. Bobbled. Intercepted by Pearl. He's at the 25. Up the sideline. 20. 15. 10. 5. End zone. Touchdown. Well, they're going to rule him out of bounds. They're going to rule him out of bounds at the 3-yard line. Perlow was whipping up the sideline, and he leaped toward the goal line. He did get in, but they say his foot was out of bounds on the far sideline. Perlow Bastine, with his 10th career interception, almost brought it all the way in. It was intended for Earl Johnson. It was deflected off of Gary Tompkins. Perlow picked it up, ran it up the near sideline. He was hit by Jackie Crooks, and they say his foot went out of bounds. So it is 1st and goal for West Virginia from the Rutgers 3-yard line with 9:12 to go here in a very offensive second quarter. Cooper Rigo's the lone setback. Double tight end formation. They're going to throw the timing pattern in the end zone for Jerry Porter. He leaps, and Porter cannot hold on. Good coverage by the Scarlet Knights cornerback, Robert Crenshaw. He was stride for stride with Jerry Porter. You need to throw that ball way into the air for Jerry to be effective. That ball was about chest high, and that's not going to do too much when you got a good leaper like that.
Yeah, you might as well put it up there. The other thing is try to allow him to build a wall with the defender, so you can throw it actually to the outside, and he wasn't able to get the wall built that time. Good job of coverage, really, by the cornerback.
2nd and goal from the 3. West Virginia out of an I formation. Asageda in motion. Here's the snap. Play action. Lewis looks. Lewis fires. End zone. Touchdown. Anthony Becht in the middle of the end zone. Anthony Becht hauls in his 3rd touchdown pass of the season. Brad Lewis throws his 3rd touchdown pass as a Mountaineer, his 1st touchdown pass of the afternoon, and West Virginia has taken a 27-point lead with 9:03 to go in the second quarter. This is just what the doctor ordered.
Well, it's amazing what all the good things that can happen, Tony, when you've got a run game going for you. Now you turn around, make a fake, and they actually look at it.
Extra point into the air, extra point good. Jay Taylor builds that lead to 28 points. 9:03 to go. It's West Virginia 38, Rutgers 10.
The country, we invite you to join us for all that action at halftime today. West Virginia up to 38 points here. We've got 9:03 to go in the first half of play. 38-10 to score. The Mountaineers over the Scarlet Knights of Rutgers. Join us next week here at the stadium as the Temple Owls come to town. Tony?
Thank you very much, Woody. West Virginia has already eclipsed its highest point total of the season. Previous high was, oh no, they haven't yet, 43 against Miami of Ohio. Kickoff by Taylor into the middle of the end zone, and going down on a knee is Antoine Lovelace. Rutgers will start off 1st down and 10 from its 20-yard line. That last touchdown reception for Anthony Becht on the season. Anthony now with 3 touchdown catches for the big senior from Drexel Hill, Pennsylvania.
Almost halftime, and we still don't know who West Virginia's punter is going to be today.
Is that true?
I thought he was going to hit play.
Whoever it is are getting cold over there. This time Rutgers is going to come out with triple receivers wide out to the right. King, Johnson, and Carty. Lone setback is Crooks. Here's the snap. Jones handing off, and here comes Crooks. He's over the 25-yard line, and he is stopped at the 26. They'll gain 6 on the play. Let's pause 15 seconds for station identification. This is MSN, the Mountaineer Sports Network.
Stop made by number 7, David Carter, and number 23.
Everybody.
Gain of 6, 2nd and 4 at the 26.
8:30 and counting here in the second quarter. West Virginia 38, Rutgers 10. Scarlet Knights scrimmaging from their own 26-yard line is 2nd down and 4 out of an I formation set. And hand off to Jackie Crooks. He's got a hole. He's over the 30, and he is dragged down from behind, just short of the 41-yard line by David Carter. A 14-yard carry for Jackie Crooks, and Carter saved himself a touchdown right there. Otherwise, it was off to the races. Rich Mazza, the left guard that time, blew a big hole and pancaked Osanosa, and that opened up the door for Jackie Crooks to run strong.
Obviously, they're going to be patient here. They're going to go back to the run game. They had one good drive early. They're not going to try to panic at this stage, try to reestablish momentum here if they can do it. 74
yards, 14 carries for Crooks. Backs are offset and split behind Jones. He drops back to throw. He fires a pass out in the right flat, and here comes Crooks on the return of that ball inside West Virginia territory over the midfield stripe. He's down to the 46.5-yard line. So Crooks made the catch coming out to the right flat, and he gets the ball inside Mountaineer territory. He was knocked out there by Barrett Green. Mark Thurston had the first chance at catching up with Jackie Crooks, and he just missed him, and that left Crooks to run. So the Scarlet Knights inside Mountaineer territory. This first down and 10 from the 47-yard line. Here's Jones handing off to Crooks. He is hit after a 2-yard pickup straight up the middle, and once again it was Barrett Green. Barrett coming off a 16-tackle performance 2 weeks ago against the midshipmen of Navy.
And number 7, David Carter.
Starting to heat it up a little bit. West Virginia, as soon as Rutgers came across the 50, brought a little more pressure that time. Keep an eye on them here, see what they do. Second and long, I'm sure they're expecting pass or draw.
Antoine Lake is checked out of that Mountaineer defense. Jason Davis has come on. You've got 3 reserves in there right now for the Mountaineer defensive line. On second down and call it 9. Long drop for Jones. He fires wide open. Pass is caught, hauled in by Walter King. And King is going to be knocked out of bounds in front of that Rutgers bench about the 32-yard line by James Davis. King was wide open that time.
Tremendous pressure up front. Really brought heat on the quarterback. They're about a half a step away from a sack, but the quarterback did a great job getting rid of it, found one guy open, and of course the underneath zones are what you give up if you blitz.
Rutgers has advanced the ball down to the West Virginia 32-yard line. First down and 10. Mike Jones under center, has twin receivers wide left. Double tight end formation, handoff to Crooks. Crooks is spun around and he is hit at the line of scrimmage. There'll be no gain on that play. Mark Thurston, sophomore out of Miami, there for West Virginia to make the stop on Jackie Crooks.
Gave him an overhang look to that side, which kind of forced him up inside, and that's where West Virginia had all their help.
It'll be second down and 10. Rutgers scrimmaging from the Mountaineer 32-yard line. Wide side of the field is to the left. Instead, Rutgers sends 2 receivers to the short side of the field. They'll line up the tight end to the left side. Backs are split and offset strong to the right. So they load up the right side, and here they come. They fake a reverse play. Jones is going to set up the fire, and the pass is incomplete. West Virginia did not bite on the fake. And we've got a penalty flag thrown on that play. Looks like we're going to get a late hit here. Personal foul against West Virginia. Barrett Green, huh? Barrett hit the quarterback, Mike Jones, after the ball was gone.
That's where the flag is. I did not see it myself, but it must have been.
They faked the reverse, the end around, and they're going to get Barrett not so much for a late hit, but he hit him up high.
I think that's it. Yeah, it looked like it was timing was not a problem. He just got too high on the hit.
So rather than third down and 10, it's going to be a first down for Rutgers, and they will take that football and bring it inside the 20-yard line of West Virginia. Third penalty, 25 yards of damage for West Virginia. They'll spot it down at the 18-yard line. So the Mountaineers lead this game by 28 points, 38-10, but Rutgers knocking here, trying to get on the board.
First and 10 at the 18-yard line.
First down and 10. Bruce Sensabaugh in at free safety for West Virginia. Rutgers comes out with an I formation, twin receivers out to the left, single receiver to the right. Mike Jones takes the snap, hands off to Jackie Crooks, and Crooks will get a couple of yards before he is stopped there by David Carter and Greg Robinette, getting off the bottom of that pile. Boy, Greg Robinette has been very, very active here this afternoon, and if you talk to the Mountaineer coaches, they are still raving about his performance 3 weeks ago at Syracuse. He was absolutely great. He beat up Corey Bowen, the center for Syracuse. He finished that game with 8 tackles and had a quarterback pressure. And he was really, really good.
Well, That's very impressive. You get a guy with those kind of numbers and that active, it really helps your defense.
On 2nd down and 7, Jones dropping back to throw, looking to the end zone. He fires the ball, and the pass is incomplete. Intended there for Walter King. On the coverage for West Virginia, Scooter Davis is back there. Greg Robinette with good pressure that time on Mike Jones, and that'll bring up 3rd down for the Scarlet Knights from the Mountaineer 18 to make that the 15-yard line.
Scooter Davis, great coverage. Right down in there, you do have the help of the end zone, and he did a good job not getting forced off deep, which allowed him to break under. He was able to settle, knew where he was on the field, and played it very well.
Ball is right in the middle of the field. 3rd down and 7 from the 15-yard line. 5:35 to go here in the opening half. West Virginia leads 38-10. Scarlet Knights with receivers out to each side. Tight end strong to the left. Backs are shade to the right. Here's Jones dropping and throw. Pressure comes, and the ball is popped out of there as he is hit from the backside by Ryan Brady, and the ball goes incomplete, out of bounds. I mean to tell you now, Ryan Brady came from the blind side. He hit Mike Jones right in the back like he had a tattoo on his back, and he pounded him, and as soon as he made contact, instead of the ball going downfield, the ball went horizontally. Out of bounds it went, and I mean, ooh, I hurt. My hurt. Does your back hurt? I looked at that.
I'm sure he felt that. You know, the running back's block was drawn by Barrett Green. He was in there initially. That drew the block, and then there was no one left to pick up Brady from the backside.
This will be a 33-yard field goal attempt for Steve Barone. Straight away. Snap is down. Barone's kick is into the air, and his kick is good. 33-yard field goal. That's what Rutgers settles for. With 5 minutes and 23 seconds to go here in the opening half, it's the Mountaineers 38 and Rutgers 13. Well, we invite you to stay tuned for our Listen to Win contest brought to you by United States Cellular, Papa John's Pizza, and the West Virginia Lottery, where you can win a Mountaineers Spirit around West Virginia this basketball season. Civic Center. It is still West Virginia basketball. You can call 1-800-WVU-GAME. So 5:23 to go here at Mountaineer Field. West Virginia gives up a field goal, but still, Woody, they lead quite comfortably at 38-13.
You know, this ball game did not reflect the scoreboard, Tony, statistically, as we got to this point, I guess actually about 4 minutes ago. But West Virginia has zoomed out with an interception. They put it in the end zone with a nice drive, and, well, the Mountaineers are taking away the scoreboard and the stat sheet both from Rutgers. Bear in mind, the Knights had 55 points scored against them last weekend against Virginia Tech.
Field position right here, Tony's really been in to the advantage of West Virginia, and lots to do with the kicking game. The kicking game's been terrific, and we just had really good advantage, been able to take advantage of that good field position.
Steve Barone, who just hit the field goal, ready to kick the ball off for the Scarlet Knights. Kick traveling from our right to left, and he gets a good boot off of this one. Sean Terry about halfway into the end zone, going to let it take a bounce out of the end zone. West Virginia will have it 1st down and 10 from the 20, and now a penalty marker is going to be thrown in. 2 different flags have been thrown there. There was some contact out at the 15-yard line. It's going to go against West Virginia. Personal foul, Mountaineers.
No.
Carlos Acegueda was in there, and Wes Hours also was involved in that one. You don't need that. You know, there's two. I think, you know what, guys? There might be 2 flags. There was an initial flag, and then there was another. We may have had a push and a retaliation. Let's see what they have here. Personal foul against West Virginia. That's it. 1st down. Yeah. Thomas DeJoseph is our referee of this Big East Conference crew. It's the first time we've had this crew this season.
Personal foul called against West Virginia.
So the Mountaineers go back to the 10-yard line on the personal foul.
Ball placed at the 10-yard line first.
And we take a look at our replay monitor. Just a little bit of a push from behind, and that did it. Okay, 1st down. Handoff goes to Avon Coburn, looking to turn it off the left side, and he'll gain 3 yards on the play, out to the 13-yard line. That keeps the clock rolling as we approach the 5-minute mark. West Virginia's offense this afternoon is 5 out of 5 in points. 5 possessions, 5 times they've scored, a result of 31 points. The other 7 points came on the Antonio Brown 80-yard punt return for the touchdown. Now West Virginia on 2nd down and 7. Backs are split and shaded to the right. Receivers out to each side. Brad Lewis dropping. Brad Lewis handing off. Penalty marker comes down as Coburn picks it up to the 16-yard line. But flags fly where you normally get that holding call. Instead, offsides.
Offsides on defense.
Against Rutgers. Well, we'll certainly take that. Stops the clock with 4:39 to go. Wes Hours has come into the game playing at guard for the Mountaineers.
This head linesman on this side must have a rubber ball in his flag. He threw that, and that thing bounced halfway across the field before it stopped.
So you think he's got a bouncy flag?
I think he does, and they do that sometimes to keep it from coming out of the pocket accidentally.
John Conte over the football. 2nd down and 2 now for the Mountaineers out of an I-set flanker, right split end to the left. Lewis takes the snap. Delay handoff goes to Coburn looking for running room, but nothing's going on there.
A lot of people up front on that. That was an 8-man or maybe even a 9-man front, depending how you count the one, but that's a tough one to run against.
No gain on that play. That makes it 3rd down now and 2.
No gain, 3rd and 2.
Mark Plants checks out of the game from his fullback spot. Antonio Brown comes in. Last time West Virginia faced a 3rd down, they went to the tight end, Anthony Becht. Let's see what they do here. We'll send twin receivers wide right, single receiver to the left. Lone setback is Avon Coburn. Lewis barking out the signals on 3rd and 2. He wants to throw. Play actions. He looks, floats it to Anthony Becht, and they're going to rule it incomplete at the 20-yard line. He would have had the 1st down, but they rule it incomplete. They drag Beck over the middle, and Anthony could not hold on to it. Holds on to his right arm, which is already heavily taped as he comes off of the field. West Virginia will have to punt the football away. Mark Fazzolari will punt the ball for West Virginia. Standing back at his 4-yard line, Antoine Lovelace back deep to return for the Scarlet Knights at his 38-yard line. First punt for Fazzolari. Snap is clean. Here's the punt. End over end. Doesn't look real pretty. Need a good bounce. Instead takes a little bit of a Rutgers hop. Now goes out of bounds in Rutgers territory at the 45-yard line. 33 yards on the punt for Fazzolari. 3 minutes and 30 seconds to go here in this opening half. West Virginia leading Rutgers 38-13.
Really need a shutdown here, Tony. Rutgers is slowly starting to get back into some momentum here with their running game. So it'd be real good if West Virginia right here could step up and shut down the run game.
Scarlet Knights have an excellent starting point right now from their own 45-yard line. Rick Sherrod has come back in at free safety for the Mountaineers. He's been sharing time with Boo Sensabaugh. Richard Bryant is in at cornerback. I formation, twins out to the short side of the field, single receiver out to the left, and a delay handoff goes to Jackie Crooks. Crooks looks for running room, and he has it as he brings it over the midfield stripe. He's inside West Virginia territory to the 48.5-yard line. Kyle Caden finally made the stop on Jackie Crooks, who's 7th all-time in rushing at Rutgers, coming into today's game with 2,156 yards. Neither team, I should say West Virginia, hasn't taken any of its timeouts. Rutgers used 1. They've got 2 remaining. Inside of 3 minutes to go, second quarter. Out of an I formation set. Here's Jones, 3-step drop, looks right, fires over the middle, pass incomplete. Looking there for Earl Johnson. The flanker over the middle, and the ball off of his fingertips, and it falls incomplete. Johnson tied for the team lead in receptions. Hasn't caught one yet today, but he has 14 catches coming into the game. Quickly, it's 3rd down and 3 for Rutgers.
Rutgers changes personnel around a lot. They're looking for mismatches, and that time Johnson, who generally is a wideout, was lined up in a tight position.
This time Johnson goes wide out to the right. Jackie Crooks this time will line up as a wide wing to the left, and a single setback. On 3rd down and 3, Jones to throw. Blitz comes. Pass is incomplete over the middle. Off the fingertips of Walter King. Incomplete. It's 4th down, and Rutgers will have to punt the ball away. Good pressure that time. Linebacker blitz from Kyle Caden got right into the face of quarterback Mike Jones, and he had a quick release on it. May have affected the flight.
Yeah, that was a hot release that time.
Now on 4th down and 3, there's no punter out there. They're going to go for it. Trailing in this game 38-13. Rutgers is going to go for it with 2:46 to go in the second quarter. 4th and 3 from the Mountaineer 48-yard line. Walter King lines up wide out to the right. Twin receivers to the near side. Here's Jones with the signals. Jones, 3-step drop, fires right side. Pass is going to be deflected, and it is incomplete. Richard Bryant almost had an interception. Bobbling it off of his fingertips, but he could not hold on. Nonetheless, West Virginia gets possession of the football as Rutgers gives the ball over on downs. The pass intended for Walter King. He made a nice try to come up with the ball, had 2 chances at it, then Richard Bryant broke on the ball, and he could not come up with it.
Actually, that 3rd down play was crucial. West Virginia brought a blitz. The quarterback had to go to a hot release. He had to get to a hot receiver early, and the receiver just wasn't quite ready for it.
Mountaineers need some points. Now this time, West Virginia with an I formation, but in the fullback spot, breaking out of the formation now is Antonio Brown. Brad Lewis on 1st down and 10 wants to throw. Play actions. He looks, firing the ball deep for Antonio Brown, and Brown leaps. He makes the catch into the 15-yard line. Antonio Brown with a 37-yard reception from Brad Lewis. Into double coverage, they threw to the safeties, Cologne and White. They were both there, but Antonio Brown squared his shoulders back to the football, and he hauled it in there. Nice catch by Antonio Brown. And West Virginia in business with 2:30 to go here in the second quarter. It is 1st down and 10 from the 15 of Rutgers. Lewis under his center, John Conte out of an I formation with twin receivers to the left. Lewis takes the snap, delay handoff, goes to Coburn, and he is hit inside the 15. Maybe they'll give him the 14, but maybe a half a yard. That's it. As they tried it off the left side, Wes Robertson, defensive end out of Camden, New Jersey, made that tackle on Avon.
Tony, it kind of looked on that deep route to Antonio Brown. They may have been in man-free coverage. Antonio did a great job running past the corner. And the free safety, his job is to try to get there and help, but obviously he doesn't have that total responsibility.
Receivers out to each side. Now Asagata comes in motion to the right. Out of an I formation on 2nd down, handoff for Coburn, and Avon is going to get to the 14. That's it. And that'll bring up 3rd down and 9.
Ball's middle of the field here, Tony, so it does give you an advantage offensively. You can go either way. It's going to afford it. Puts a little more pressure, I've always felt, on the defense when the ball's off the hash.
That keeps the clock ticking now. Keep in mind, West Virginia has all 3 of its timeouts remaining. 1:15 and counting. Mountaineers break from the huddle. 20 seconds and counting on the play clock. Twin receivers, wide out to the left. Ivy is a slot man. Asagata wide out left. Lone setback is Coburn on 3rd down and 9. Lewis takes the snap. Blitz comes, watch out, and the ball is incomplete as Brad Lewis is absolutely sandwiched from a pair of blitzing Rutgers defenders led by the strong side linebacker Dax Strohmeyer, and Lewis throws the ball incomplete. It'll be a field goal try now for Jay Taylor. I didn't like that offensive possession.
Well, I'll tell you, no, not really. You'd like to get some momentum, take charge of it, and stuff it in. But that time they did bring a man out of the secondary.
31-yard field goal attempt here, guys, for Jay Taylor out of the hold of Zach Anglin. And the kick is on the way from Taylor, and the kick is good. 31 yards away. Jay Taylor tags on 3 more, and West Virginia takes the lead out to 41-13. 56 seconds to go here in this first half of play. You know, after you come up with a big play, you stop them on downs, you get the big play to Antonio Brown. I'm just thinking more so, go right back in there toward the end zone, roll out, bootleg. Instead, they tried to pound it in there twice, it just wasn't there.
Well, the one thing that Rutgers has done a good job of so far, for the most part, is they've guessed with us on our run games on 1st and 2nd down. And they've had good run blitzes, kind of guessing with what we're going to do with it. So I think probably that's the one thing you're going to see is maybe mixing it up a little better. Although with the lead, you'd like to be somewhat conservative too. You want to take time off the clock and try to score with the run game if you can.
Yeah, you're right. That leaves just 56 seconds for Rutgers. What has been an enjoyable homecoming afternoon if you're a Mountaineer fan. If you're a Rutgers fan, you're saying, oh my goodness. Poor Jay Taylor. He might have to ice his leg at halftime. I mean, he has
I'll tell you, he's done well, though. He keeps kicking them in the end zone. I think he's had a heck of a day. He's done very well.
5 plays, 38 yards on that drive. The big one on that play, on that series, went to Antonio Brown on the long hookup from Brad Lewis. Last time West Virginia had 41 points in an opening half was against Penn State here in 1988. You remember that game, Glenn?
I remember it well.
I thought you might.
Go to sleep every night thinking about that game.
So Jay Taylor going to kick this one off. Kicking it toward the Pushkar center side of the building. And he's going to pooch this kick, angling it toward the near side. Antoine Lovelace comes up to field it from the 16-yard line, looking for running room. Not much going on. Spins away at the 22 to the 23.5, and he is brought down there by West Virginia's Lewis Daniels. So Rutgers will have a long field to work with and 51 seconds on the clock. Lovelace, a good-looking receiver, 6'2", young guy out of Levittown, Pennsylvania. He's a true freshman. He's one of 14, listen now, 14 true freshmen playing for Rutgers.
That's got to make it exciting, don't you think, Tony?
Yeah. Exciting for the players. Also
exciting
for
the everyone, because no one knows what's going on.
I remember his sister.
3 receivers out wide right, single receiver to the left. On first down and 10. They're going to hand the ball off. And here's Jackie Crooks. He brings it over the 25-yard line and out to the 27. Right now, let's pause 15 seconds for station identification. This is MSN, the Mountaineer Sports Network.
Gain of about 3, 2nd and 7. Ball at the 27.
Clock winding, 22 seconds to go. Jones quick drop, fires the ball, caught by Sean Carty at the 35-yard line. Good for a Rutgers first down, which will stop the clock with 18 seconds to go. Scooter Davis made the stop for West Virginia. As far as field goals, if you're wondering, the length for Steve Barone is longest of the season, 41 yards. So they got a long way to go. Now we're inside of 10 seconds to go here in the opening half. 41-13 West Virginia. Jones, they throw the bubble screen. Pass is caught by Earl Johnson. Johnson on the far sideline. He is knocked out of bounds with 3 ticks on the clock. Barrett Green took him out of bounds in front of that Rutgers bench.
Gary Tompkins did a great job playing off the block on that screen and almost made an excellent play on that. Just about a half a step away, but I thought he did a great job getting off the block.
Barring a penalty, this will be the final play of the opening half. Scarlet Knights facing 2nd down and 2. 3 seconds to go. Operating from their own 44-yard line. Twins out to the left, single receiver to the right. Jones with a long drop back, wants to air it out. He fires, the pass is caught, hook and lateral. The ball is lateral, and now the ball taken by Crooks. He's out of bounds. Halftime, Mountaineer Field with the score, West Virginia 41, Rutgers 13.
Folks are in attendance today, and I tell you what, they're enjoying what they're seeing as the Mountaineers have parlayed a 17-10 first quarter lead into a 41-13 rout at halftime. The teams get ready for second half kickoff. No one is really threatening any world records here except Antonio Brown, who had an 80-yard return early in this first half of play for a Mountaineer Field record. Avon Colburn is 70 yards on 17 plays so far. The leading rusher is Crooks from Rutgers, 89 yards on 19 carries. 41-13 the score. Here again, Tony Caridi.
Thank you, Woody. And Steve Barone ready to kick the ball off for the Scarlet Knights. It travels from right to left. Going to be a wobbling kick. And Nate Terry, a couple of yards in, going to take it out for a roll. He's over the 5, now to the 10, looking at the 15. Is hit, spun around at the 20-yard line, and he'll get to the 21. Nate Terry, who sat out the entire first half as a result of a suspension that occurred after the Navy game, sees action here in the second half and took that one about 3 yards into the end zone out to the 21-yard line. Don Nealon said following his suspension, Terry began practicing harder than he ever has since coming to West Virginia. He was doing everything, running receiving routes for the scout team, and maybe that will get Nate back to the Nate that we saw a couple of years back.
Well, they really wouldn't tell what happened, but I think it had something to do with the Navy goat.
First down and 10 out of an I formation. Receivers out to each side. Brad Lewis takes the handoff and gives it to little Avon Coburn. He goes for the 25, and he's ahead of the 28-yard line. Up the middle he goes. Avon Coburn in the first half led West Virginia on the ground. 70 yards for Avon on 17 carries. Avon has gone over the 100-yard mark just once this season. That was here at Mountaineer Field in the opener against Miami of Ohio. He rushed for 142 yards. So he picks up 7 there. It's second down and 3 for the Mountaineers, operating from their own 28-yard line with an offset formation, shaded right, and receivers deep side. Again, they go on the ground. Avon Coburn, he cuts it toward the middle of the field, and he'll be spun down at the 30-yard line. That'll bring up third down and a yard.
I think West Virginia trying to establish a run here, come back at halftime, get the momentum going back in their favor. Rutgers has done a good job establishing a run up to this date. So I think it's important that they do get back and charge this half and try to get some momentum going.
West Virginia rushed the ball for 90 yards in the opening half of play. They've picked up 9 yards right here to start this third quarter, but they need a first down. Third down and a yard from the 30-yard line. Out of an I formation, Asageta goes in motion from right all the way out to the left side. Twin receivers out to the left. 5 seconds on the play clock. Lewis is under his center. Takes the snap. Toss play. Right side. Running Coburn. First down plus a whole lot more to the 35 at the sideline. He is knocked out of bounds at the 40-yard line of West Virginia. Great job lead blocking was the fullback Anthony Green. And Green opened it up, and Avon ripped it through for a 10-yard pickup and a Mountaineer first down.
Rutgers has an interesting adjustment to Twins formation. They tend to put both corners to the field, and so it puts really your free safety in a different support position coming back, or strong safety depending on coverage.
West Virginia leads this football game 41-13. This is the opening possession of the second half. Corey Ivy held without a reception in the opening half, lines up wide out to the left. Backs are offset, shaded right. Asagueda, near side receiver, short side of the field. Lewis takes the snap, play actions, has plenty of time. He looks, he fires near side, pass caught by Coburn, and he is knocked out of bounds in front of the Mountaineer bench at the 43-yard line. A gain of 3 yards on the play for Coburn, his first reception of the afternoon.
Good job there. Basically, they did have a call. West Virginia had a call deep, so they had the opportunity for a deep pass, but Brad Lewis came off to the outlet and kept the drive alive. So I thought that was a good opportunity to look deep and yet come off to a sure receiver.
Second down and 7. It shows a little maturity as well for Brad Lewis instead of forcing it in there like we saw his first action against Syracuse. Second down and 7 from the 43. Twin receivers left. Here is Brad Lewis, delay handoff, big hole. Avon Coburn over the 45. Starter steps over midfield stripe. He takes it to the left side of the 50, the 40, the 30. He spins at the 30, breaks it over to the 25, and he's finally knocked down at the 19-yard line. A 37-yard run for little Avon Coburn, and that should put him over the 100-yard mark on the afternoon. 126 yards on the ground for Avon Coburn.
A draw play, well executed that time. Rutgers was trying to get some pressure to the passer. They thought it was a pass, found a good seam in there, and he's a tough little guy if you give him any room.
Well, he made a stop at the 30 and a full spin and picked up an additional 10 yards. First and 10, West Virginia. Receivers to each side. Here is the handoff going to Cooper Rigo. He turns the corner left. He's at the 15, up the sideline, puts his shoulder down out of bounds at the... Well, let's see. They're going to mark him out at the 9. That's a first down for West Virginia. They'll have first and goal from the 9-yard line following an 11-yard carry for Cooper Rigo.
Little counter action that time. Got it sealed real well that front side, and Rutgers, of course, got their linebackers caught up inside.
Cooper had just one carry in the opening half. It went for a touchdown. And Cooper will stay in the game for the Mountaineers. First and goal from the 9. Twin receivers wide out to the right, out of an I formation set. Now Porter comes in motion toward the left. All the way through he goes. Here's Lewis, handing off to Rigo. Rigo puts his shoulder down, and he'll get forward progress to the 5-yard line. A 4-yard gain on the play. Mike Pridgeon, the middle linebacker for the Scarlet Knights, makes that tackle.
This is a good drive here, Tony. This kind of takes the air out of Rutgers just a little bit. Let them stand around the sideline for a while. I think this is real key to just establishing the momentum of the second half and setting a tempo for West Virginia.
Corey Ivy wide out to the left. West Virginia will go with a double tight end, but rather than a tight end, they'll use Anthony Green in that position. Rigo, the lone setback on 2nd down and goal. Play action. They want to throw. Fire to the end zone. Pass caught. Corey Ivy, end zone. Touchdown. Brad Lewis put it there on a perfect line. Corey Ivy catches his 3rd touchdown pass of the season at the 12:06 mark of the 3rd quarter. Ivy held without a reception in the opening half. Keeps his pass reception streak alive now at 23 games as he hauls in the touchdown catch. 47-13 West Virginia.
Again, off play action, Tony. Once you get the run going, it sure helps that play action pass.
Zach England's the holder. The snap a bit high. Taylor kicks it up and through. 48-13. 12:06 to go. West Virginia on top of the Scarlet Knights. Virginia has taken a 48-13 lead on a touchdown pass from 5 yards out to Corey Ivy. And here's the kickoff, and it will not be returned. It takes a bounce into the end zone, and out she sails. Rutgers will start off from its 20-yard line. 8 plays, 79 yards on that last West Virginia scoring drive. It uses up 2 minutes and 54 seconds as Brad Lewis throws his 2nd touchdown pass of the afternoon. Lewis on line, fired that ball to the left side of the end zone. It was hauled in there by Corey Ivy.
I don't know why Rutgers hasn't just eliminated the return team and just march out there to the 20 and start play. That's where it's been. Jay Taylor has been marvelous.
On 1st down and 10, Mike Jones under center with twin receivers out wide right. They hand the ball off to Jackie Crooks, and he'll be upended after a couple of yards on the pickup, and we've got a penalty marker thrown. It's going to be a personal foul, rather a holding call against Rutgers. So they'll step this one back. 11:57 to go here in our 3rd quarter of action. While they sort the penalty out, we want to send a special hello and get well wish to our longtime press box steward here at Mountaineer Field, Al Babcock.
Holding on the offense. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. We beat it down.
Al is a legendary member of the Mountaineer game day operations. He recently underwent bypass surgery, and he is currently recovering, and we send Al Babcock our best get well wishes.
Let's not be premature here, but let's dedicate this one to Al. I feel pretty confident about it.
48-13, I bet you Al does too. 1st down now and 21 for Rutgers. Here's a toss play running left side as Jackie Crooks looking for room. Crooks breaks free. He's over the 20, is stood up, and he is brought down violently by Mountaineer Barrett Green.
They've had good luck putting the formation into the boundary and running into that. So I would guess the Mountaineers will think about an adjustment to that formation boundary here this drive at some point soon.
Barrett Green with a picture-perfect form tackle that time. Put Jackie Crooks right down on his back, but Crooks has been the lone bright spot offensively for Rutgers, rushing for 89 yards in the opening half. And right now, he has, with that last carry, has gone over 100 yards. On 2nd down and 9, Jones dropping back to throw. Over the middle, pass caught by, guess who? Jackie Crooks, and he takes it over the 25 down to the 27-yard line. A gain on that play of about 8 yards. Chris Edmonds defensively for the Mountaineers. Edmonds, the junior out of Pittsburgh, currently 3rd on the Mountaineer team in tackles, comes into the game with 34 stops and 4 sacks on the season.
That's out of a spread set, just getting a delay to the tailback. So they're trying to spread the Mountaineer defense and then just delay that back right over the middle.
Here comes a 3rd down play for the Scarlet Knights, scrimmaging from their own 28-yard line. They'll come with a power I formation, shaded to the right. Mike Jones under his center, taking the snap, handing off, and the Mountaineer defense makes the tackle. It's going to be close and looks as though they're going to be short of that 1st down. On the carry was Chris Washington. He's a 3rd-string fullback, and looks as though he came up empty. Antoine Lake on the bottom of that pile made the stop for West Virginia. Greg Robinette shaken up a bit on that play. 4th down.
They set the power I to the split end side that time, Tony, but still ran into boundary. But, of course, that's to the tight end side, but it still doesn't get to take advantage of that lead back.
Take nothing away from West Virginia's special teams, but This big kid from Rutgers appears to be over-kicking his coverage. 55.5-yard average.
Here's Charlie Titus ready to kick it away from his 15-yard line. Snap a bit low. He gets it. And now booms a spiraling kick. Going to be fielded by Antonio Brown from the 30. Here's Antonio running off the left side. He makes a spin move. He's in trouble. Now he breaks to the right side. Here comes Brown over the 35. Flag is down, and Brown is tackled at the 40-yard line. But we're going to get a penalty flag thrown here against West Virginia. Sean Terry.
Bad call.
That's a tough one because Antonio put about a 360 triple dip move on him, and I think the defender didn't know which way to go, and he kind of ran him right into Sean on that. So that Sean was just standing in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Illegal block from behind is what the call is going to be. And as we take a look at it, a little bit too close for comfort. We've got a timeout at Mountaineer Field. 9:23 to go.
Magazine.
Defense will never know what hit him. On three. Hut, hut, hut.
Well, our show will spotlight fullback Anthony Green. He's averaging 4.7 yards per carry today. Check your local listings for time and station in your area for Mountaineer Magazine.
1st and 10, West Virginia from its 19-yard line, and Brad Lewis handing off to Avon Coburn, running off the left side. Coburn hit at the 20, and he's stopped at the 21-yard line.
Good pursuit by Rutgers that time. Actually ran him down from behind. That doesn't happen very often to Avon.
Avon Coburn going over the 100-yard mark this afternoon for just the second time in his young Mountaineer career. He has 127 yards here and a couple of touchdowns. 8:57 and counting, third quarter. West Virginia in firm control of this one, leading 48-13. Twins out to the right. Antonio Brown comes in motion from left to right. They've got three receivers right side. They'll throw the swing pass over to Antonio Brown. Brown hit in the backfield, and he is stopped. And a flag will be thrown on the play at the 14-yard line at the point of the tackle. They're going to get a face mask call here against the corner, Tony Berry. But that play went absolutely backward for West Virginia. Fortunately, they're going to get a face mask call here against the Scarlet Knights.
I think if Antonio would have just continued, taken the pass and continued, I think he had him beaten. But he tried to put a move on that guy, and it hurt us that time.
5-yard face mask on the defense. 5 yards from the previous spot. Repeat the down.
Well, I tell you what, you talk about a penalty that hurts you if you're Rutgers. You make a play behind the line of scrimmage, and the penalty is enforced from the previous spot. So you gain, if you're West Virginia, you gain 5 yards. It has been one of those kind of days for the Scarlet Knights and head coach Terry Shea. Makes it 2nd down and 4. West Virginia operating from its 25-yard line. Wide side of the field to the right. That's where West Virginia sends two of its receivers. The lone setback is Avon Coburn. Brad Lewis takes the snap, handing off to Avon. They run the short side of the field. That one doesn't get much going. Up to the 27, and that is it.
Little counter in there, but didn't get much draw out of the defense.
Rick Gilliam is injured for West Virginia. The Mammoth offensive lineman coming off the field under his own power, but he is in some pain.
That's a V10 engine when he's under his own power. He is a huge guy.
He's hurt. Might be a shoulder, might be a hand, might be that back again. Trainers are all over him right now taking a look at him. So Gilliam's out of the lineup. 3rd down and 2 for West Virginia. Asagata goes in motion from right all the way through to the left. And they hand off to Coburn. He is smashed, and second effort. Boy, he got himself to the 1st down marker. Wow. He got the 1st down, but he should have been stopped about 2 yards short. He came through there like a bullet.
Great second effort because he was just stiffed in there. They had a stunt coming down right into the play. I think they were filling with the outside backer and made big contact with he just kept his feet moving and made a great second effort.
I guarantee you that's going to bring a big smile on Don Nealon's face because he was really unhappy last year that West Virginia did not have the ability to pop it in there when short yardage situations. And West Virginia's going to have to use a timeout here. With 7:16 to go, Coburn has been that extra push this afternoon. They work on Rick Gilliam's right arm. We'll be back. 48-13, West Virginia on top of the Scarlet Knights.
Well, they're talking to Rich Gilliam down there. He's still seated on the bench. The young man played earlier with a broken hand, and West Virginia's offense sometimes can be accused of being right-handed with Gilliam and Tanner on the same side.
Here we go now, Wood. First down and 10 for West Virginia, operating from its own 30-yard line with a lone setback. That's Avon Coburn. Play action to him. Now they fire for the far side. The pass is hauled in by Antonio Brown, and he's quickly knocked out of bounds at the 39-yard line in front of the Scarlet Knight bench. 9 yards on the reception. Antonio Brown pushed out of bounds by Tony Berry. And good news here, gang, is that Rick Gilliam is back into the lineup for West Virginia. Gilliam, the offensive champion in West Virginia's last game against the midshipmen of Navy.
They didn't want to put him back in, but he's 325 pounds, and I guess he goes wherever he wants to go.
He wishes he was 325. That's what they list.
That's one leg.
Second down and 1. Backs are split and offset left. Porter comes in motion from left to right. Lewis, play actions. Lewis wants to throw, steps up in the pocket, looks, plenty of time, heaves the ball downfield, wobbly ball, caught by Corey Ivy, and he's down to the 20-yard line. That was an old Billy Kilmer wobbly duck going down there, but Ivy saw it coming, and he went back toward the ball, and he makes the reception knocked down after a 41-yard catch for Corey Ivy, who's already caught a touchdown pass here in the second half.
A lot of good things happening here for Brad Lewis. On that very first play, that was a check by Brad. He found a soft corner in the boundary, got an easy completion over there, almost made the first down. Second short, a great gambling down. He was able to go deep and made a good throw. Of course, Corey came back for the ball to make him look real good.
48-13, West Virginia leads. First and 10 from the Rutgers 21-yard line. Delay handoff goes to Coburn. He slips through a tackle, spun around, and he keeps his feet inside the 15. He's down to the 13-yard line, a gain of 8 on the play for Avon Coburn. And I bet you his little brothers, who were making fun of him this week about not playing well, they're going to be eating their words now. A.J. Nastasi and Sean Terry were in as receivers. They'll come out of the game now for West Virginia. 2nd and 2 for the Mountaineers from the Rutgers 13-yard line. Porter lines up, wide out right. Corey Ivy slot right out of an I formation set. Tight end Anthony Beck strong to the left. Here's Brad Lewis. Play actions, looks to throw. Lewis, plenty of time. Fires in the end zone, wide open for Ivy, overthrew him, out of bounds. Oh, my goodness.
Right idea. Everything was good there, and really Brad showed very good patience in the pocket. Just if he could put just a little more air into that. It was just a little too flat of a throw, but a little more air, let the receiver run under it, because everything else was perfect.
He was absolutely wide open by about 10 yards. Brandon Haw, the backup cornerback, had been beaten on the play. So it is 3rd down and 2 for West Virginia from the Rutgers 13. Brad Lewis, 10 out of 15 passing, 135 yards, and 2 touchdown strikes. Twins to the right. They hand off to the fullback. Here comes Anthony Green, first down to the 7-yard line. Big train, Anthony Green picks up the first down, brought down there by the free safety, Nate Colon, a true freshman for the Scarlet Knights.
Fullback trapped that time, Tony, and it was... this team seems to get trapped a lot. Virginia Tech trapped them quite a bit last week as well, and so the Mountaineers took advantage of that.
A.J. Nastasi, wide out left. Asageta, near side receiver. On 1st and goal, they hand off again to Anthony Green, and he scrimmages the ball, head to the 5-yard line. Down to the 5. That's a pickup of 2. 2nd down and goal coming up from the 5. 5:30 and counting. It's 3rd quarter, and West Virginia leading 48-13 over the Scarlet Knights. So Rutgers scored a touchdown on his very first play this afternoon, and since then has been relegated to 2 field goals. Asageta now wide out to the left. Anthony Beck lines up as a tight end to the left out of an I formation set. Corey Ivy, receiver out to the right side. Bootleg. Here's Lewis looking. Lewis has plenty of time. Lewis going to run. Lewis fakes the pass. He's inside the 5. Into the end zone. Touchdown, Bradley Lewis. The big guy from the small hometown runs it in for the touchdown. And West Virginia puts up its 54th point of the afternoon as Lewis keeps and scores.
Well done. Again, real good draw on the play action fake. Good job by Brad, showing patience, showing real good confidence on that. Held in on the fake, came back and totally fooled the containment, and then decided to run it in.
Extra point attempt for Jay Taylor is good. 55-13. Happy homecoming. West Virginia in control with 5:01 to go, quarter number 3. Back in Mountaineer Field, Joe Tassone on for the kickoff attempt for West Virginia. Young man out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida, boots it And the ball will be fielded by Dennis Thomas from about a yard away. Goes over the 10, has a big hole over the 20, the 25-30. Penalty flag is thrown as Thomas is finally upended over the 35-yard line. Jerry Porter made the tackle for the Mountaineers. The flag thrown back at the 21-yard line.
Last time West Virginia scored 55 points was the 1995 season against Rutgers. Seemed to be in a little bit of a problem here. We can't get out of this rut. 55.
We'll take it, Woody.
Oh, my.
Coverage that time, one thing you do note on that is that really good contact on the coverage. Taking on the blocks much better, and you're just seeing a more aggressive Mountaineer team out there today.
Holding penalty against the Scarlet Knights will bring that ball all the way back to the 12-yard line. 4:50 to go here in the third quarter. 55-13 West Virginia. Mike Jones in at quarterback out of an I formation. Receivers out to each side. Jones takes the snap, play action, fires, pass. He is hauled in there by Walter King. King runs out of bounds at the 21-yard line. They'll gain 9 yards on that play. Perlo Bastine pushed him out of bounds. Perlo, who had an interception earlier in this football game, knocking King out. And King also had a touchdown catch, an 80-yarder to start this football game off. So second down and about a yard for Rutgers. The nose of the football right at the 21-yard line. Wide side of the field is out to the right. Rutgers operating toward the hospital side here at Mountaineer Field. Quick snap, handoff. Jackie Crooks got himself a first down, but not much more as he carries it out to the 22-yard line. Gain of 2 on that play.
I'm not even going to worry about total offense anymore. West Virginia has forged ahead 326 to 273 now. And now the scoreboard does begin to reflect the total stats in this ball game.
And we still have 4.5 minutes to go in this third quarter. Next Saturday, it's West Virginia against Temple here at Mountaineer Field. Kickoff is set for 1 o'clock. Scarlet Knights, I should say the Owls, have been given this week off because of Hurricane Irene.
And it won't be this easy.
On first down and 10, they go on the ground. Wow, Jackie Crooks is hit and sent reeling back. Casey Schiller came in there like a hurricane, and he went head on to Jackie Crooks. They'll lose 2 yards on that play. The senior from Delran, New Jersey, Casey Schiller, bam, right in the kisser. Got him and went down he goes.
Mountaineers own the line of scrimmage right now. That's the one thing that Rutgers did start to establish in the first half, but I'd say the Mountaineers are in charge right now.
Jason Davis getting snaps down there on that defensive line for West Virginia. Mike Jones on second down and 11, dropping back to throw, looking to the far side, and watch out. He sailed that one into the West Virginia sideline, and Don Nealon probably had the best chance of catching it. L.J. Smith was the intended receiver.
With that bad finger, he wouldn't have come up with that one.
That's Bulger has the bad finger.
No, you've seen Nealon's finger. I think Nealon cracked about 4 helmets when he was in college. He's got a finger, an index finger, that bends around and touches his wrist. I've never seen it.
It didn't hurt him from blocking from the quarterback position, though.
No, he never did that.
No, he did that. Actually, he did that in high school. He did do that in high school.
They've tried to surgically repair it, and I think it's unrepairable.
Third down and 11. This time Rutgers shotgun for the first time this afternoon. Twins to each side. Jones takes the snap, dropping the throw. He looks, comes back to the near side. Pass broken up beautifully by Barrett Green, intended for L.J. Smith, the tight end. Boy, Barrett waited perfectly and just batted the ball down as it came in. Fourth down, and the Scarlet Knights will punt with 3:25 to go in the third quarter. The Mountaineers leading this one 55-13.
Well played there by Barrett. He really took away the inside, would not let the tight end come inside, so therefore the quarterback had to throw it to the outside, and he was in position to make the play.
Nate Terry will return this punt for the Mountaineers. Charlie Titus standing back at the Rutgers 8-yard line, averaging 50 yards a kick. Bad snap. He picks it up off a hop and gets another good kick off. Nate Terry will have a return. Starts from the 33, up the field he comes. He's hit at the 40, and he is spun down at the 44-yard line. 45-yard punt from Charlie Titus, and that one came in on a short snap, popped right into his fingertips, and he was able to get it away. Nice job by Charlie Titus. He and Jackie Crooks really have been the best players on the field this afternoon for the Scarlet Knights.
I'd say that's pretty accurate.
First down for West Virginia.
So 3:15 to go, quarter number 3. West Virginia will take over on offense again, and Jerry Porter is in at quarterback. Out of an I formation with twin receivers left, Porter handing the ball off. And this is Cooper Rigo breaking free, and he is down to the 48-yard line of West Virginia. So Jerry Porter comes in at quarterback. Brad Lewis might not see any more action. I think that he will, but they don't want to put in Scott McBrien, who's now the backup. He's a true freshman. They want to save his red shirt. Mark Balger still won't be ready to go here for at least another week. Might see action next week against Temple. So Jerry Porter's under center. Third position of the season. Out of an I set on 2nd and 5. Again, they hand the ball off, and this is Rigo, and he's inside Rutgers territory, and he's close to another first down. And just as the play is completed, Mountaineer assistant coach Billy Lake says, "Come here, Jerry, come here." And he runs over to the sideline. They give him the next play, and then he runs back out there.
He's going to run plays in and out, play defense and offense both. Is that the ticket now?
He's going to kick a little bit later on. He probably knows maybe a half a dozen plays. I know that they have some option runs for him in there that they've always had in there, but they've never used. But I would imagine you will see him run a little bit here, too. 1st and 10 from the 47-yard line of Rutgers. Jerry Porter is under center. Receivers to each side out of an I formation. Again, they run the handoff to Cooper Rigo. He breaks free from one tackler, puts his head down, and he has a nice carry. And we'll get a late penalty flag thrown down at the 41-yard line of Rutgers. Normally where you get that holding call or that face mask call. And it's going to be hold against West Virginia, so we'll go back 10 from the spot.
That was a nice job by the tailback on that. He did bounce outside well. Broke a tackle and just outran the perimeter.
See right now, so it's... See, now you're going to get yourself into a little problem. You can't put Jerry Porter out there and just let him hand off because you still have too much time left. We've got a full quarter to go, plus 2 minutes and 13 seconds here. So you got to do something else. See if they run a little option here with Jerry Porter. Mark Plants is in at fullback. Cooper Rigo's the tailback. They've got a receiver out to each side. On 1st down and 17. Porter, play actions. He's going to roll out. Jerry looking downfield. Jerry going to carry. Jerry to the 45 of Rutgers. Jerry puts his head down, and he's got himself a West Virginia first down all the way to the 35-yard line. And that gets the crowd into it. An 18-yard carry for Jerry Porter.
He looked pretty good out there, Tony. That was a play-action rollout, and he had the option pass or run, decided to run it, and he looked pretty good doing it, don't you think?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I asked Don Nealon yesterday, I said, let me ask you something. Jerry Porter, great athlete, wasn't comfortable on defense, doesn't have the explosive twitch that receivers need. I said, where should he have played? He said, probably in hindsight quarterback, but Balger was there, and we needed to get him on the field. On 1st down and 10, handoff to Cooper Rigo. Right up the middle he goes. He breaks from one tackle and loses the football. Fumble recovery for the Scarlet Knights. Here comes Mike Bell on the return. The big lineman is hit and knocked down at the 31-yard line of Rutgers. That's the first turnover this afternoon against West Virginia as Rigo coughs up the football. Rutgers takes over with 1:52 to go in the 3rd quarter.
Well, Cooper will feel bad about that because it's been such a clean performance so far from the turnover standpoint.
So Scarlet Knights will take it over. 1st down and 10 from their own 31-yard line. West Virginia leading this game 55-13. And the turnovers now evened up at 1 apiece. West Virginia took the Rutgers turnover on a Bastine interception and converted a touchdown off of that. Twin receivers to the short side of the field for Rutgers. Lone setback is Crooks. They play action to him. Now Jones rolling out to his right. Jones looking downfield. Jones going to heave the ball deep downfield. No one going to catch that one. Over the head of the closest man. That was Booth Sensabaugh back at the 30-yard line of West Virginia.
That was
Earl Johnson.
Really well covered that time. He had lots of time. Basically had a counteraction type of a bootleg. Came out. He was wide open. Had plenty of time for it. But there were just a lot of Mountaineers run with all the receivers. I think there were 3 men out and had them all covered.
So Mike Jones will regroup in the huddle here for the Scarlet Knights. West Virginia's defense right now made primarily up of backups. You've got David Upchurch, Osinosa, Jason Davis, Kevin Freeman, Casey Schiller, Corey McIntyre, Booth Sensabaugh, and Richard Bryant out there. Rutgers makes a change at tailback. Darian Barnes, a sophomore from Toms River, New Jersey, into the game. And they hand off to Barnes. And Barnes runs hard off the left side. He's spun around at the 35, and he'll be rolled up and down at the 39. He's a good player. Darian Barnes is his name. He's a sophomore, sat out last season because of academic problems, but last Saturday against Virginia Tech, he had 10 carries. Those were his first carries in his college career, picked up 33 yards, including a long run of 6. But you take a look at the schools that were recruiting him: Miami, Ohio State, North Carolina State, and SMU. He decided to stay home, probably because he knew he was going to have to sit out because of the academics, and Rutgers gave him the opportunity. On 3rd down and 2, they run a toss play to Darian Barnes. He's got a first down as he's hit over the 40 and carries the pile ahead to the 45. Let's pause 15 seconds for station identification. This is MSN, the Mountaineer Sports Network.
Stop made by number 38, Casey Schiller, and number 41, Chris Edmonds. That's a Rutgers first down at their own 46.
So Darian Barnes picks up the first down for the Scarlet Knights. They've got a fresh set. From the 46-yard line, it is first down and 10. The 46 of Rutgers. I formation with a flanker to the right and a split end to the left, and Mike Jones handing off again, but this time the running room a little bit tougher for Darian Barnes. He'll pick up a tough 2. Stopped there by David Upchurch, the freshman from Hyattsville, Maryland, who's a comer for this West Virginia team. Bill Kurlavich says the one thing he's got to do, he's got to get bigger. He needs to gain weight. He's 260 pounds. He needs to be 285, 290 in order to play on that defensive front.
Rutgers right now, their draw plays working well for them, and they've been able to run also the perimeter plays with formation into boundary as they run it into boundary there.
2nd down and 8. Backs are split and offset to the right. Receivers out to each side. Mike Jones. Play actions, dumps the ball wide open, right flat, and here comes Dennis Thomas. Thomas is going to be corralled and rolled down at the 30-yard line. That'll bring our third quarter, I should say, to an end after a 23-yard catch and run. We're at the end of 3 here at Mountaineer Field with the score: West Virginia 55 and Rutgers 13.
Once again, time
5 to 13. Scarlet Knights in possession, first down and 10. Operating from the Mountaineer 29-yard line. First play of the 4th quarter. Handoff goes to Darian Barnes, and he'll pick up about a yard on the play as he tries the middle of that Mountaineer defense.
First downs in the 3rd quarter just passed. West Virginia 6, Rutgers 2.
On that one bootleg pass, they picked up the first down, Tony. The Mountaineers were bringing a stunt. They were bringing Tompkins off the corner there and just happened to have it timed just right. They had someone out in the flat that he vacated and got that to completion for the first down.
Got caught. 2nd down, call it 8 from the 27. Mike Jones taking the snap. Play actions. Now he looks to fire. Toward the end zone. Pass is going to be deflected and incomplete through the fingertips of Gary Tompkins, intended for Walter King. I mean, that one was there for Gary Tompkins to eat. Could not hold on to it.
broken up by number 11, Gary Tompkins.
Good position, well played. It was a post route, and that's his job, to be under the post route. He got it and had hands all over it. So well played. Just needs to make the catch on that one.
That'll bring up 3rd down and 8 for the Scarlet Knights, and obviously they're in two-play territory here, trailing by such a significant amount. They're down 55 to 13. From the 27 of West Virginia, motion man Earl Johnson from right to left. Here's Mike Jones. Toss play, left side. Darian Barnes looking for room. He's bottled up. He's hit. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. Back at the 31-yard line. Down he goes.
Good team defense there. No place to run.
Good play by Kyle Caden. He was 4th in tackles as a freshman a year ago. He comes into today's game 2nd on the team in stops. And he made the tackle. That'll bring up 4th down and 12. And the Scarlet Knights, with nothing to lose, are going to go for it. Sean Carty will line up wide out to the left. The tight end, L.J. Smith, watch him. He's on the left side also. Twins to the right. Hardy goes in motion from left to right. Single setback is Dennis Tops. Here's Mike Jones dropping back on 4th down. Firing pass behind the intended receiver Johnson. Incomplete. West Virginia for the second time this afternoon takes the ball over on downs.
Just underthrown. He had good development on that pass route. They had to spread out. They're playing basically one-on-one.
Time now for our Listen to Win contest. Well, let's bring on the Mountaineers. That will be the cry heard around West Virginia this basketball season. The Mountaineers are going to play their home games in Charleston, Wheeling, and Fairmont this basketball season. Season ticket packages available at the Charleston Civic Center and the Wheeling Civic Center. It is still West Virginia basketball. You can call 1-800-WVU-GAME. Quincy Wilson on the handoff, picks up a couple of yards as he advances the ball over the 35 to the 36-yard line. And he gets a roar from the crowd as the young man from Weirton, West Virginia gets his 8th carry of the season. I bet you he's going to get a lot of carries before this one is done.
They're going to love him before his career is over.
Yep. Jerry Porter is the quarterback. He's under center, operating out of an I formation. It is 2nd down and 6 from the Gold and Blue 36. Again on the ground they go to Quincy. Quincy breaks from a tackle, bursting the pile ahead. He's out to the 40-yard line. He just pushed the pile forward. That'll leave West Virginia with 3rd down and short yardage. The numbers on Quincy Wilson, when you take a look at his high school career, are downright awesome. He was the Kennedy Award winner, led Weir to a 14-0 record, had 250 yards in the title game last season, but in his career, 6,161 yards, 90 touchdowns, which are West Virginia state records. A year ago, he scored 47 touchdowns. 3rd down and 2. Handoff Quincy, looking right side. He burst it out. They're going to stop him short. They had it well read. He had nowhere to run. Rutgers bottled him up. And that'll bring on Mark Fazzolari for just the 2nd time this afternoon.
I asked him once about 100-yard games, Tony. He says, the things that mean the most to me are 1 and 2. 1 mile, 2 miles. That's the way he gets it.
They're going to take Fazzolari literally off the field. He was on the field, and instead they're going to bring in Zach Anglin and let him get a kick here. So Anglin from his 25, going to get the ball booted out there. Fair catch is called for, and it's made by Sean Carty at the 20-yard line. But we've got a penalty marker thrown at the point of the punt with 11:34 to go here in the 4th quarter. We're going to get a hold West Virginia. So Zach Anglin's going to go backward, and they're going to have a re-kick. So the whistle blows, and they say, hey, gang, come on down this end. We're going to kick this ball one more time.
By the kicking team. Prior to the kick, 10-yard penalty, replay to down.
7th penalty, a total of 64 yards against West Virginia this afternoon. So Don Nealon's team leading this one 55-13 will re-punt. Well, we got a little break here. I want to say a special happy birthday greeting to WVU Sports Information Director Shelley Poe. It's her birthday today. Also MSN engineer Ralph Messer. It's also my sister's birthday. Happy birthday to Annette. Shank punt this time. Going to take a hop, and let's see where Mr. Referee walks out to the 45 of Rutgers. So that penalty hurts West Virginia in field position. Timeout down below. 11:27 to go, 4th quarter. West Virginia 55, Rutgers 13. Back at Mountaineer Field, 11 minutes and 27 seconds to go here in the 4th quarter of play, and West Virginia on top of the Scarlet Knights 55-13.
Nice quarterback in there, looks like.
Got a new quarterback indeed. Chris Schwenk, freshman out of Whitehall, Pennsylvania, drops back to throw. He fires, and the pass is hauled in there by Walter King, and King will be stopped at the West Virginia 42-yard line. 13 yards on the reception as Chad Schwenk drops back. His first collegiate pass is in the book as a completion.
And it looked good. He went back, threw it on time, found the receiver open on the curl, and got it to him right in the neck of. Good job.
Whitehall, Pennsylvania. You know who came from Whitehall, Pennsylvania? The Parker brothers. Chris and Scott.
I play their games a lot.
1st and 10. going to hand off. And running is Kevin Sinclair, and Sinclair crosses over the 40-yard line. He's down to the 37 of West Virginia. David Carter a little bit slow getting up, back onto his feet. So Rutgers has been held to 1 touchdown this afternoon. It happened to come on their very first play of the afternoon. Since then, 2 field goals. They have not scored in the second half. So on 2nd down and 6, operating from the West Virginia 38-yard line. Have a wingman to the right, and Schwenk back to throw. He fires, pass on a slant, caught, hauled in, and here's the receiver. That's Sean Carty inside the 15. He's rumbled down inside the 10-yard line, all the way down to the 9. Nice play by Chad Schwenk and Sean Carty, a 29-yard hookup. Schwenk's a true freshman, and Carty's a true freshman.
That should be a high point, I would think, for Rutgers. They've come in looking pretty good. That quarterback is throwing the ball on time and with effectiveness.
He's got a good arm.
Got a little zip on him.
He's going to be a third baseman for the Rutgers baseball team this spring. First down and goal from the 9 out of an I formation. Schwenk hands off, and immediately Sinclair is popped. No gain on that play. Gary Tompkins came up and made that hit. Senior out of Miami, Florida. Was waiting that time on Kevin Sinclair. That keeps the clock winding now. 9.5 minutes to go in this 4th quarter. West Virginia leading it by 42 points, 55-13. Carty lines up as a receiver, wide out to the left. Aaron Martin, slot man to the left. Backs are split and offset, shaded right, tight end strong to the right. Here's a toss play, goes to Darian Barnes. Barnes tries to turn a corner right side, but nothing going on there because David Carter was waiting, and he'll drop him for a 4-yard loss. As Barnes tried to turn the corner on the right side, David Carter read it beautifully. He's got great speed, and he was untouched as he came through to make that tackle. 3rd down and goal now from the 13-yard line. David Carter, who has undergone knee surgery since coming here to West Virginia, former Rookie of the Year in the '97 season for the Mountaineer defense. Let's see what the Scarlet Knights do here. Twins out to the left, single receiver to the right. Lone step back is Thomas, and we've got flags flying upon the snap. It looked like the right guard, Iosafula Pua'ualua, makes the movement there, the right guard. Don't ask me to say it again, and that'll be illegal procedure. Iosafula Pua'ualua. Official attendance this afternoon, 44,223. Pua'ualua was recruited by West Virginia. He played at Potomac State, but he wanted to play immediately upon coming to his next school, and so he went with Rutgers, and he's playing a lot. Here's Schwenk dropping straight back, firing to the end zone, has a man, pass too tall, incomplete out of the back of the end zone, intended for Earl Johnson.
That's a tough one from that field position right there, Tony. With the ball inside the 20, you can't take a full drop. He came clear back to a full step drop, then tried to throw it, and almost everyone's out of the end zone. So you do have to make a quicker decision, get your feet set, and get the ball thrown sooner.
Well, Rutgers is going to bring on its kick team right now. Keep in mind here that Mike Jones is the quarterback for Rutgers who started. He's also the holder. Ball will be spotted down at the 25-yard line. A late Rutgers player coming onto the field. He gets in there just before the snap. Ball is down now. The whistles fly, flags fly. We're going to get a delay of game. We're going to get an illegal participation. We're going to get whatever you want. Rich Mazza was the guy that ran out there late. Going to get him with the delay of game. 7th penalty against the Scarlet Knights for a total of 49 yards. So Terry Shea, his team obviously looking for just something to build on. We're going to go for the field goal here from Steve Barone. That'll send him back 5 yards deeper. Barone holds the state of Florida record for field goals in high school and the state of North Carolina. He went to high school in Florida and then went a prep year in North Carolina. Had a 58-yarder and a 54-yarder to set the school records in those states. This is going to be a 40-yard attempt for Barone. A Langle to the left. Out of the hold of Mike Jones. The snapper is Sean O'Hara. Snap is down. The kick is on the way from Steve Barone, and his field goal attempt is good. With 8 minutes and 8 seconds to play here in this fourth and final quarter, Rutgers tags on its third field goal of the afternoon, but West Virginia in control, 55-16.
Next week on MSN Radio.
West Virginia returns to action next Saturday when the Mountaineers play host to Temple, a Big East encounter here at Mountaineer Field. We invite you to join us on your favorite MSN affiliate for all the exciting action. Airtime for the Temple game next Saturday, just like today, 12:30 with the Mountaineers today.
West Virginia 55 and Rutgers 16. 8:08 to go. And Steve Barone's kickoff going to be a good one. And it will be fielded by Nate Terry from the 4-yard line. Terry across the 10 to the 15 looking for a hole. Is hit, and he is driven down just over the 20-yard line. Back at the 25 is where he falls. Good hit there by Gary Brackett, a freshman. Backup linebacker for the Scarlet Knights.
First and 10 for West Virginia at the 25.
So the Mountaineers with Brad Lewis shelved for the afternoon after an impressive performance with a couple of touchdown passes. We'll go back out to work on offense with Jerry Porter at quarterback. Quincy Wilson will be the tailback. Mark Plants is the fullback. A.J. Nastasi lines up as a receiver, left side, and Sean Terry, receiver, out to the right. On first down and 10 from the 25, out of the I set. Porter play actions. Jerry rolling out to his right. Jerry looks downfield. He fires. Pass caught by the backup tight end, Sean Burton. And a late penalty flag is going to be thrown on that play. This one looks as though it's going to come back against West Virginia.
Might have had someone downfield. I'm not sure. And ineligible.
Yep. Call that one, Coach. Ineligible, and so Jerry Porter's first pass completion will be negated. That was thrown to the tight end, Sean Burton.
Ineligible downfield. The offense. 5-yard penalty. Previous spot. We played it down.
Tell you what, as Mark Balger looks on from the sideline there, he's got to be saying, well, that Porter guy's not too bad.
These guys don't even know their play.
He's an impressive guy, isn't he, Tony, to look at? I mean, he's such a physical specimen, run like he can run. And I can see why the coaches are trying him a lot of spots to find a place for him to contribute.
First down and 15 now from the 20-yard line. I formation, twin receivers to the short side of the field. Watch out here. Well, Jerry came out of there without the football. They'll go back 5 more yards. That'll happen. When you're not used to the position, that will happen.
5-yard penalty. We played it down.
9 penalties, 74 yards against the Mountaineers.
Tell you who I met the other day is the big kid that transferred in here from Michigan.
Brooks.
He won't be able to play till next season, but you talk about a huge person.
Yep. They love his feet. They say he could be the guy at tackle that really will be a big-time player. First down and 20 now for West Virginia. They're moving backwards, scrimmaging from their 15-yard line. Out of the I set, Porter going to run a quarterback draw, breaks from one tackle and got some wheels with a nice spin move. Brings the ball ahead to the 25-yard line. It will be second down and 10 after a 10-yard pickup. Shahib White, strong safety, in on that tackle. Jerry Porter, a couple of carries for 28 yards.
He receives better than that. He averages 20 yards a catch.
Jerry did not have a reception here this afternoon. He had one thrown to him in the end zone. It was a little bit low. He couldn't do anything with it. Second down and 10 now from the 25 of West Virginia. Jerry, delay handoff, goes to Quincy Wilson, runs into his own man, keeps his feet, and he carries the ball ahead to the 30-yard line. Now, Quincy's got to come out of there and say, wait a second, guys. It's fine if they try to tackle me. You guys get out of the way. So they'll pick up 5. It'll be third down and 5 from the 30.
He was hitting at full speed there, wasn't he, Tony? He was heading downhill.
Who did he run into? Mike Enoch. Still got 5 out of it. Need to get the 35-yard line for a first down for the Mountaineers. 6:40 and counting here in the fourth quarter. West Virginia leads 55-16. Once again out of the I. And Porter. Play actions. Porter looks. Porter fires. Wide open. Pass is going to be ruled incomplete at the 47-yard line. They say Seth Abraham was out of bounds.
Three-quarters
The pass was there, but the feet weren't for Seth, and they say incomplete.
Might have been just a little wide on the throw, and Seth wasn't able to get a foot down, but golly, the rest of it looked pretty good. It was certainly thrown on time.
Oof.
Awful close.
Boy, I tell you what, we take a look at it on our monitor, and his foot did go down, but I mean, you're right, 3 inches, and he would have had that foot down. So we're going to have to punt it here. And this is Mark Fazzolari kicking it from the West Virginia 16-yard line. Snap is back, and Mark puts a high, booming, spiraling kick. Hardy going backpedaling, takes it from the 15. Bryant after him. He's at the 20. And James Davis rides him out of bounds over on the far side at the 25-yard line. 65 yards on that punt for Mark Fazzolari. Timeout down below. 6:18 to go. Quarter number 4. West Virginia 55, Rutgers 16.
During the game.
The clock's still running. The clock's still running.
After the game. All the time. Get the facts online. MSNSportsNet.com.
6:18 to play here in the ball game at Mountaineer Field. West Virginia clinging to a 55-16 lead.
And the Scarlet Knights hand off, and Kevin Sinclair, the back, is hit in the backfield, and they'll lose about 3 yards on that play. Making the tackle for West Virginia, John Yura, along with Shannon Washington.
Pretty famous family around these parts, Tony. His brother is playing beneath the Gold Dome.
Yep.
Notre Dame.
This is a freshman, and John here, West Virginia, he is a junior. 2nd down and 13, Twins to the right. Schwenk drops to throw, fires a quick pass, and is hauled in by Aaron Martin, and Martin is knocked out of bounds at the 31-yard line in front of the Mountaineer bench. Aaron Martin, true freshman out of Ringwood, New Jersey. His dad, George Martin, the former standout player for the New York Giants. Rollo Bastine made that last tackle for the Gold and Blue. West Virginia playing out the clock here. Next Saturday is what he said. It's the Temple Owls, and there might be a chance we see Mark Bulger next week against Temple in some limited time. 12:30 will be our airtime. No TV. 3rd down and 4. Here's Schwenk, 3-step drop. His pass is deflected at the line and batted back behind the line of scrimmage.
That's one thing you learn with experience, I think. You do have to find creases to throw in. You just can't throw over the top of those great big guys on the rush. And that's just one of those lessons you learn, I think, getting experience.
That'll bring up 4th down, and the Scarlet Knights will have to punt the ball away. Charlie Titus, one of the bright spots for this Rutgers football team, he is on to boot it away from the 17-yard line. Nate Terry back to return, about the 27.
Reminds me of Tom Tupa, big lanky guy.
Yep. Snap is back. It's a low one. He picks it up, boots it away. Good kick. Nate Terry going to call for a fair catch, and he makes it at the 36-yard line. 5:25 to go. It's homecoming here at Mountaineer Field. Gary Stills watching the game from the sidelines. Gary on the practice squad of the Kansas City Chiefs, and old number 55's got to be happy with what he's seen this afternoon.
He's probably back there now talking to somebody saying, give me your jersey. Give me your jersey. I want out there.
Jerry Porter remains at quarterback. 1st down and 10 for the Mountaineers from the 36-yard line. 5:25 to go. Porter hands off to the fullback, Mark Plants. Mark, with his first carry of the season, picks up a couple of yards. Senior out of South Charleston.
Pretty basic right now, Tony. Everybody's lining up in pretty standard formations, standard defenses, and trying to get this last 5 minutes in, I think.
And Plants, like Porter, is a guy who's flip-flopped back from offense to defense to offense.
Yep. Out of an I formation set with receivers out to each side. On 2nd down and 8. Porter barks out the signals. Hands the ball off to Quincy. Quincy running off the right side. Breaks from the tackle to the 40. Here he goes over midfield. Quincy Wilson inside Rutgers territory. And he's out of bounds at the 42.5-yard line. Quincy Wilson with his longest carry as a Mountaineer. It goes for 20 yards and a West Virginia 1st down for Quincy Wilson. Bounced it to the outside, Dwight, and off he went.
He's got a good knack of that. He's run to daylight and feeling his way around there. Acts like he's been there before. I think he must have run a similar play in high school a few times, huh?
When you've run for over 6,000 yards, you're probably used to it by now. Out of an I formation set, 1st and 10 from the Rutgers 43. Twin receivers wide to the left. Jerry Porter under center, taking the snap. Handing off again to Quincy Wilson. Quincy going to push the pile ahead for about 3 to the Rutgers 40-yard line. 4:35 and counting. Not that they want to use them, but West Virginia has 2 timeouts remaining. Rutgers has all 3. (55-16) is the score. West Virginia basically took control of this game after the 2 teams exchanged touchdowns to start the contest. It was 17-10 at the end of the first half. 2nd down and 8. Handoff goes to the fullback, Jeremy Knapp, and Jeremy will pick it up and down to the 38-yard line.
Number 35, Jeremy Knapp, carried the ball.
One thing Don Nealon doesn't do, and that's run it up on the opposition. He likes Terry Shea a lot. Terry Shea's been just absolutely decimated by injuries this season, and you just hope they give this guy a little time, because every time you get a program at least a little bit on an uptick at Rutgers, they fire the guy, and that's what happened to Doug Graber. If they just were patient, they would have been up there. 3rd down and 5, play action. Jerry Porter looks, Jerry Porter scrambles, now he fires the ball, and it's caught by Quincy Wilson. He's got a 1st down to the Rutgers 30-yard line.
Cool under pressure. He looks good in there, Tony. Kind of bounced around, showed some patience, and found a receiver open.
First reception for Quincy Wilson. Let's pause 15, station ID. This is MSN, the Mountaineer Sports Network.
Stop 8, number 31 blocked, and number 41 Brackett.
On 1st and 10 from the Rutgers 30, receivers to each side out of an I formation. Porter takes the snap, hands off to Quincy Wilson. They're waiting on him that time, and Quincy still won't go down. Finally he does, but they'll give him forward progress to the 31, so that'll be a loss of 1 yard on that play.
Rutgers gave him an overhang look to the tight end side that time, and it's just tough to run that bounce play too. Even though you show it inside, there's already a guy overhanging there that's not going to let you get outside.
2:38 and counting. West Virginia looking at 2nd down and 11 from the Scarlet Knight 31. Mountaineers lead 55-16. I formation. Receivers out to each side. Porter takes the snap, hands off Quincy. Quincy up the middle. Quincy to 25. Quincy inside the 20 for a West Virginia 1st down and 19. He packs it, boy. I'm telling you what, he packs it. And when he comes, and he dragged tacklers with him for a 12-yard carry.
That was well blocked up front, Tony. Ran it to a reduction into a split end side and got hats on people. And then Quincy did a great job, just hitting it quick, found a little cutback seam, and good game. Nicely done.
I'm going to be the offensive coordinator here. I'm running option keep Jerry Porter. 1st and 10 from the 19 of Rutgers, out of the I. Handoff Quincy, bursting through. Quincy to the 10, Quincy to the 5. End zone, touchdown, Quincy Wilson. From 19 yards away, his first Mountaineer touchdown into the right corner of the end zone. He went untouched. Touchdown, West Virginia's Quincy Wilson.
Pretty good job up front that time, too, Tony. That was a good job. Nice drive. I think probably offensive coaches will like that.
Only 89 more to go for Quincy Wilson to match his high school record. Extra point coming up for Jay Taylor. Smile on Quincy Wilson's face down on the sideline. Jay Taylor puts the ball into the air, and the kick is good. 61-16. West Virginia leads, 1:56 to go.
62-16 lead with still just under 2 minutes to go in this ball game as we prepare to kick it off to the Scarlet Knights. And I don't know, it just sounds like some kind of an eerie voice from the dark hollows. But I've been repeating all day that Virginia Tech scored 55 points against this team last week. Now, they did it at Piscataway, no doubt. But West Virginia with a 62-16 lead. And I tell you what, there's going to be some homecoming parties tonight.
Joe Tassone's kickoff. Into the end zone it goes, and Dennis Thomas is going to stay down on a knee, and Rutgers will take it back at the 20-yard line. This point total this afternoon for West Virginia with 62 points is the highest point total since the 1989 season when West Virginia beat Cincinnati 69-3. Dwight Wallace, you were there that day.
Yeah, I guess I was in '89. Seems like a long time ago right now, Tony.
You were there.
Don Nealon doesn't run it up, but Dwight does.
Show no mercy.
Dwight was the guy from the box that always said, Don, keep going. Throw it, Don. Throw it. First and 10, Scarlet Knights. Offset I formation, shaded right. Schwenk wants to throw off play action, and he fires the ball, and it is hauled in nicely at the 35-yard line. Caught there by Earl Johnson. He was upended by Richard Bryant, a 15-yard pickup.
Well played by Richard. He was right on it, but the receiver did a nice job getting his body between the defender and the ball on that. Good catch.
I'm telling you what, guys, I don't know why Schwenk didn't play earlier. I mean, every one of his passes has been there.
He's been impressive to me.
Probably didn't want to burn his. Probably did not want to burn his true freshman status. That's probably it. By now they just said the heck with it. First and 10 from the 34 of Rutgers. Schwenk handing the ball off, and this is Darian Barnes bursting through, and he's up to the 42-yard line.
33, Jared Barnes.
So he'll gain 8 on that play. John Ura making the tackle for the Mountaineers. You've also got Brian Lorenz out there. He's a senior out of Lancaster, New York. Timmy Love's out there. Jason Davis, Shannon Washington, Richard Bryant, Boo Sensabaugh, Corey McIntyre, Casey Schiller, Nate Terry.
Second and 3.
James Davis is also out there for the Mountaineers. Second down and 2, inside of a minute to go. Out of an I set with twins out to the left. Schwenk handing off Barnes. Hit, dropped. Pack of Mountaineers waiting on him there.
Mountaineers bringing a little pressure there. They did bring the strong safety stunt right into the play because it's pretty obvious what they're going to do right there, and it's going to make it a little tougher for them to run. See if they can keep them from getting this first down.
30 seconds and counting in this fourth and final quarter. Rutgers may get another play off here if they want. Play clock still hasn't started. Down to 20, and Rutgers comes out of the huddle. Should be and could be the last play of the game. Third down and 2 out of an I set. Receiver in motion, Johnson. Here's the handoff, Fate. Rolling right, Schwenk. Pass caught by the backup tight end, Rob Ring, and that'll do it. Don Nealon and the West Virginia Mountaineers snap a 3-game losing streak in convincing fashion, pounding the Scarlet Knights of Rutgers on homecoming 1999 by a final of 62-16. It was a homecoming day to remember as West Virginia took control early and never looked behind in pounding the Scarlet Knights of Rutgers by a final score of 62-16. A day highlighted by big plays and a Mountaineer field record 80-yard punt return for a touchdown from Antonio Brown. Special play also by quarterback Brad Lewis in his second collegiate start. He threw 2 touchdown passes and ran in for another score. The losing streak is over for West Virginia. The Mountaineers next have the Temple Owls coming to town. 62-16, our final score. This has been a presentation of MSN, the Mountaineers Sports Network.